Should we just slide in?
What's that?
Slide in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Utah Ice Sheet here at the Salt Lake City Sports Complex for University of Utah Hockey. Tonight, the Utes wrap up the weekend in Game 2 of a 4-game series as the University of Utah takes on the University of Alabama. Good evening, everybody. A happy Saturday night to you all. Matt Coma joined up in the broadcast booth by the former Ute, Ryan Jones, former Utah broadcaster joining us this weekend. Baza Travari is joining us as well. Jay Sewell will join us along the way as well tonight as a big momentous occasion tonight. It's pink in the rink, a good cause all the way around, and we get to see these two teams go at it again after a game. Kind of didn't go Utah's way, but there's some building blocks there that they can build on for tonight.
Yeah, I think a couple things to look for Utah, as we saw last night. A lot of 5-on-3 opportunities for the Utes, and they really couldn't get that power play rolling. So we'll look to see what kind of adjustments Coach Hurst has made, after last night's game, rolling into tonight, if they talked about anything pregame. What we're looking for from the broadcast booth is just quicker passes, quicker movement, get guys kind of trying to mix up the Alabama defense and just create some more scoring opportunities that they weren't able to convert on last night.
Yeah, they started super quick last night in that first period and kind of fell off for the next period and 3 quarters until the third rolled around. Utah picked it up again. But, kind of a momentous occasion. We think about Hockey Fights Cancer, and this is one of the more momentous nights that we always see here at Utah Hockey. Should be a good one.
Yep, it's the Pink in the Rink night. It's the annual breast cancer awareness game. You'll see the University of Utah team come out in the special uniforms. You see Swoop down there at the bottom of your screen wearing the jersey that the guys are wearing tonight. Those are going to be all auctioned off throughout the night, and will be, I assume, some autographs and stuff afterwards as well with the fans. All the proceeds go to the Huntsman Cancer Institute tonight, and it's just a good cause that we can give back to the community.
Yeah, this was always one of my favorite games to play in. Just the atmosphere is great. Typically you just get more fans to come out for these types of games. So you're always looking to put on a show against a good team. Bama, who's looking to make the tournament right now. I feel like the guys are going to come out strong. They're going to come out fast and really try to make an impression so that these fans that are coming out for the special occasions become season ticket holders. They're coming out every night after that.
I think one of the things, too, you think about these games, a lot of fans, they only come out for these games once a year, or even the Teddy Bear toss in December. So a lot of fans that we usually don't see around, a little bit more lively barn, a little bit more excitement going on. And, of course, just honoring, the members who've survived cancer or even been affected by cancer.
Yeah, we'll have a couple of ceremonial puck drops before we get going here tonight as well. We'll have the starting lineups and national anthems here in just a hot second. Just waiting for Alabama to make their way out onto the ice. You see the Utes down there on your screen wearing the specialty jerseys tonight, one of the few that the Utes get to don, and you've been in this situation, Jonesy. It's always a little extra special when you get to wear those special jerseys, either the pink ones or military night or things like that. It's always kind of adds a little pep to the step a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And like I mentioned on last night's broadcast, I was lucky enough to take home some of those jerseys that my family was able to outbid some other people, so that way I could keep those. And I got one framed up in my room right now. And just when you come out, you just feel special. You feel like you're playing for someone that's bigger than yourself, bigger than your team, and just bigger than the game. So when you can represent, the Hockey Fights Cancer cause, it's just a special moment all around. I get chills just thinking about it.
Yeah, you can see we're all in our pink. There's pink all around this rink tonight. It's time for our opening ceremonies here. We'll send you downstairs. Public address announcer Justin Long with tonight's opening festivities.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor America. The singing of the national anthem, the seniors anthem, will be sung by Yajalet and Chantal Villasmith.
Hockey fans, in case you missed it, here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Alabama hockey program. First, the starting forwards, Dylan Teed, Brian Sable, Jacob Now, Kalen Briere, and Mark Demers, the starting five for Alabama. In net will be Gunnar Nielsen, making his 5th appearance of the season. He's 1-2 on the season so far, a 2.41 goals allowed average and a 93.1 save percentage. As for the Utes tonight, it's the same five that we saw last night, with a little bit of a change at the defensive pair. You'll see Wyatt Light, Owen Lieberknight, and Joe DiBenedetto on the forward line. Guy Petrie and Brett Meyer will be the starting D pair for the University of Utah. And then in net tonight will be Patrick Casper, the junior. Gets his 15th appearance of the season, 5-7 on the year, 5.38 goals allowed average, 85.3 save percentage, as he gets the nod for Utah. What are we looking forward to tonight between these two teams, guys?
I think for Utah, they're gonna, if they could come out hot like they did last night, you know, with that first 5 minutes, they really dominated the game. And you know, if you just took a screenshot of that, you thought things were gonna go really differently. So I think for tonight, it's to come out with that same speed, especially in front of a bigger crowd. And then as far as Casper, just get him protection, keep those shots from the outside. Don't let him get into these like 2-on-1 situations that exposes him. And for Casper, just keep everything in front of him, good rebound control, so there's no second chances.
For me, start the way you finished. I think we all like the way that Utah finished last night. We like the way that they started. Now you got to put the whole story together and play a full game against Alabama. I mean, if they play the way they played that third period and the way they started the game off, I think Utah's in good shape tonight.
Yeah, and I think you can make an argument that this might be the biggest game of the year for the Utes as far as national championship contention to make that tourney. Is they're going to have to basically win out almost, and it starts here tonight against this Alabama team. That is a bubble team that's looking to make a tournament run as well.
Yep, Alabama ranked 20th in the country as it stands right now. They picked up the 6-2 win last night. Utah with a big win tonight. They still have a couple of ranked teams on the schedule still to go. They'll play Alabama again in 2 weeks' time down in Pelham, Alabama. So we'll see these two teams go at it again the next time in 2 weeks. Both teams will have the weekend off next week. Still having some pre-game festivities here. It is the Pink in the Rink. We've mentioned it a couple of times, honoring all the breast cancer survivors, all those that currently have it as well. And just it's a good thing to give back to the community. It's always a momentous occasion. There's still people coming into the rink here, and it's already pretty full, more full than we saw last night.
Yeah, it's always good when you pull up to the rink and you have a line outside of the door, you know, and you just, as a player, sometimes when you can maybe take a peek outside and you see the seats starting to fill in, you just kind of get a little bit jittery, which could be good and bad. You know, you want to calm those nerves and really focus on using that extra energy, you know, to finish a check, to go ahead and get dirty down in the quarters. And also not grip the stick too tight. Have a puck, jump over your stick or something like that because you're nervous because there's a little bit of extra energy. But we just want to shout out everybody that comes out here for these special events. Just shout out to the Utah hockey family that puts all these things together. And, we have multiple charity nights throughout the year, and it's always special to play on a night like tonight.
I think you talk about like the University of Utah as well and how integrated it is. A lot of the proceeds here going to the Huntsman Cancer Institute, which, we talked about the medical facilities here on campus, and also Utah being a very active research school, and especially leading the world in cancer research. So I think a good night for honoring those whose lives have been affected by cancer, not just their survivors, but also their family and friends, because we tend to forget it puts a lot of strain on the family and friends because they end up supporting and they end up making a lot of sacrifices to help support their family and friends who are going through that tough battle. But also, I think it's also amazing to think about the Cancer Institute and how far we've really come in the last 20 years when it comes to cancer research and fighting those diseases and beating it. Their survivorship rate is skyrocketed over the past 20 years. So this is a night for us to really give back to those that, we look at sports and we kind of think about, hey, this is a way that a lot of people kind of just get away from what their life is and just enjoy a great game for about 60 minutes.
Yep, so there's pink all over the place tonight. Even the referees wearing the pink uniforms, replacing the white in the zebra stripes with a little bit of pink in tonight's contest here between these two teams. I want to go back to a point that you had, Boz. Start how you finished. You saw both. The Utes came out and won that third period 2-1 last night. Casper ended up coming out and playing that third period as well. How much momentum does that build for a team when you're trying to bounce back from a loss like last night?
I think there's a lot of it because, you take a loss like that, you have to think about, what were the positives in the game? Because you kind of get steamrolled like that. It's really easy to kind of get a little down in the dumps and just, man, that was a rough game. I left some flesh on the ice. And we got to be right back at it the next night. How do we get back to it? And I think one of the things, you look at veteran leadership, you look at coaches, there's some positives in the game. They ended up getting that first goal, and I think it was about two series. You got your first goal. You also got a special teams goal out of it. Those are two kind of foundation points that you can build off of and start rolling momentum back into your bench and saying, hey, we can do this. We've done it before. Just play a little bit more loose, and we can grab those goals.
Yeah, and I think it's really easy to kind of dwell on the past 2 weekends if you're a player. It's just to kind of reflect on getting beat, and you have to have a sense of pride. So when you come into the locker room today, you're coming into work, and you have to really dig deep inside yourself and think, why am I here? Why do I put on this jersey? Why have I sacrificed all this time and effort? I know we talked about this last night. We got student athletes out here. They're going to class, taking 12 credits, whatever, 40 hours worth of schoolwork, plus bus rides, plus practices. I mean, at this point in the year, you've gotten so far, that you need to transfer all of that hard work and effort to this last bit of the season, even though it's been a challenging year, is to finish strong and really play for pride and, start building on things that you can improve for next year.
Now, I'll ask you another question, Jonesy, here. You've been in this situation before. I know I felt when I played, the Saturday game always felt a little bit better than the Friday night game, just because of the fact you go to school for Friday, you don't have that chance to really prepare for that game all day. Saturday, you can rest up, you can take a nap, eat the right way, kind of things like that. Do you feel like that was in your playing career? Saturdays were a little bit better than Fridays?
I definitely think it makes a difference playing that second game, especially for the Utes who've been away from this barn for so long. We touched on it last night that Friday was their first home game since December 1st. Now we're all the way back into February, 2 months away from being at home. You get to sleep in your own bed. You get to recover. You kind of, you sleep in, you wake up, that, you can prepare yourself mentally, physically for that Saturday night game. You can maybe go back and watch the tape because with the ACHA, you're not seeing Alabama all that often. They're not a local team that you only see them once a year. Maybe last year you can go back and reflect on the tape, but knowing and getting a little bit familiar with them will allow you to prepare for not only tonight's game, but going into next weekend too.
All right, getting ready to go here. The opening ceremonies have concluded. The teams are out on the ice. Utah's in the white and pink uniforms tonight. They move left to right. Alabama's in the crimson uniforms. They move right to left. Here in this first period, we're underway. Let's see how Utah does tonight, trying to even up the weekend here at the Utah ice sheet. Alabama sends it into the offensive zone. They'll set up quickly. Sable can't hold on to it, though, and we get our first whistle 11 seconds in, 19:49 to go, offside on Alabama.
Back to your point yesterday, too, Jonesy. Face-off win is going to be huge for Utah tonight, especially if you're going to try to put points up early.
Yeah, not only that, the wingers need to help break out. I think last night they kind of struggled breaking out, and they have so far this season. So to consistently get that puck out of your end and into the other Alabama end is going to be crucial for Utah tonight.
Utah trying to do that right now as the pass goes off of his skate. It's back to the Tide. As they bring it in, Jacob Now had a goal last night for Alabama. Had the puck stolen away from him. Utah trying to control here on the near side. Meyer shoulders a check. Able to skate it along. Here come the Utes 3-on-3. Wyatt Light leads it along. Tries the centering pass off of a stick. Now it's back out to center ice. Alabama with numbers. Demers takes a little hack from Barnes as they collide once again in the corner. Taylor Joseph, first line now out for Alabama, as the second line got the start for the Tide tonight. Teams back and forth they go. Now Meyer going to try and effort it along. Nice little backhand there from his knees and earns a much needed change.
Nice job by Meyer, just working hard to get that puck deep on the knees. Little backhand sauce to get it deep in the corner.
Alabama a little trouble getting it out of the zone as it's just sent up the far boards right back to Utah. Back and forth it goes. Up the near side, that was Perry trying to send that one in. Now a shot from Messina just goes wide. Trying to go through a couple of sticks. Back to Alabama, through the feet of Wallett. He'll race back after it, just chips it along. It's back to Utah. Bastone over to Barnes, quickly over the near side. Jerome off of his stick, but it goes right here to the near side. I believe that's number 18, Totfest. As Alabama just able to send it down. Not as aggressive as the start as we saw last night for Utah, but it seems a little more puck possession this time around.
Yeah, we're kind of getting a little end-to-end action here, and you don't hate to see that. And maybe you just get the Utes kind of settle in, make some tape-to-tape passes, and just kind of settle down and kind of relax from the nerves of maybe having a bigger crowd tonight.
Teams battling here on the near side. Neither team has recorded a shot just yet. As Zeke goes across the ice, Siebold playing catch. As it's back to Zeke near side with time to skate it. Utes in the middle of a change as he gains the red line and sends it in. Casper out to play it. Said Paolo gets to it first, rings it hard off the boards. Totfest can't corral it. That took that funny bounce off the Zamboni doors. Pass a little off target from Alabama. They just have to let that go to avoid the offsides call. As Beery goes over to the far side, Paolo just chips it along and be back to the Tide. Both teams still trying to find their footing here as Bowman brings it in. Pass in front. Hanna with a shot. It's turned aside for Casper to make the save. Johnson sends right in front. Utah smartly able to get the interception. We get our first penalty. It's going to come up. It's going to be to Bowman. And just like last night, Utah goes to the power play early here. 16:51 left in the first.
All right, so I got a question. What's the over-under that Bama's going to take another penalty to go on the 5-on-3? Because we saw a ton of that last night. I think it was four penalty opportunities or power play opportunities for the Utes ended up turning into 5-on-3 man advantages.
I might take those odds 2-1 there, Jonesy.
Yeah, all four of Utah's power plays last night turned into a 5-on-3. We'll see if tonight does the same. Utes were 1 for 8 though. Something that they'll want to do a little bit better on tonight. Utes set up in the power play here, trying to take the early lead here. Teams battle in the corner. Now comes to the top as Petrie can't get to it, and now it's a race. Messina leads it for Alabama, looking for the backdoor pass to Joseph, but a great defensive play from Guy Petrie. Utah coming back the other way with numbers. Owen Lieberknight chips it along. We'll chase after it. Coming out is Gunnar Nielsen for his first touch of the night. Utes set up. Top of the point. Meyer, wrist shot, takes a deflection high off the glass. Right to Alabama, they'll backhand it and clear.
Nice job by Petrie there, just back in that foot race, just causing just enough of trouble. So Alabama couldn't get that good 2-on-1 opportunity. Something thrown onto the ice there.
Yeah, all the kids down there in the corner couldn't hold on to that puck. A little bit of a snake bite for Utah as Casper came out to play that stretch pass, had Light ahead of the play, but blown dead due to that extra puck.
A little bit of an unfortunate break. I mean, that's where all the kids have fun, though. One of the nice quirks about the barn here in Salt Lake.
The only place to play floor hockey in this barn is Alabama wins the draw but can't keep it in the zone. Briere will send it all the way down. No icing as they're on the penalty kill. Utah will set up here with the second unit. Sent harder on the boards. Too far for any of the forwards to go after. Briere over the far side, Sable. He'll send one in. Paolo, good catch at the red line. Keeps it from going all the way down. Jerome, backhanded pass. Here to the near side, Perry. Perry tried to get through, stolen away, but right to Totfest. Thought about a pass, instead retreats into his own end. Now throws it up the near side, goes off of Perry's stick. Back come the Tide, now in the corner. Dodges a check, and thus will play it ahead to Briere. Smart play from the Tide. They'll just kill them as much time as they possibly can here.
Utah looking really unorganized through that neutral zone, even with the man advantage, not being able to get that puck deep and set something up on the power play.
Now a time to skate up the near side. Wyatt Light, first unit back out for Utah as Light dodges a check, comes after into the corner, sends one in front, blocked right back to him. It's now top of the point. Petrie quickly to Meyer. One-time shot just wide. Petrie pinching from his corner, has it in the near side corner. Penalty about to expire for Alabama as Bowman's out of the box. Alabama in possession right to him. As now it's a 2-on-1. Bowman passes through in the feet. Casper gets enough of it to force it wide. As we play on. Utes come back the other way. Light tries to get through a couple of defenders. Ends up losing it. Here to the near side, back to Utah. Utes in control. They'll go for the cross-ice pass. Lieberknight with time. Has DiBenedetto with him. Lieberknight shot. Save Nielsen. Still loose. And picked up by Alabama. Here now come the Tide the other way. Messina. Top line out for the Tide. Down low to Jack Rooney. Gives it over to Taylor Joseph. Joseph looks for Rooney on the back door. Can't pull the trigger. Caught him in his feet. And Utah back in possession.
Wide open net there for Alabama, too.
Seen it a couple of times last night and including tonight. They always look for that backdoor pass. I think they had about 2 or 3 of them last night for Alabama, something Utah's going to look forward to defensively.
Yeah, and Utah doing a good job of creating a little bit of offensive pressure, but they really need to stay disciplined on that back end. There's been a couple of odd man rushes for Alabama, leading to some pretty primo scoring opportunities that they have not been able to take advantage of. So the Utes coming out lucky right now.
And here's another 3-on-2 opportunity. Joseph leads it along, looking for Messina. Good defense from Utah. That's just sent here to the near side. Saracena will pinch from his point. Messina now behind the net. Just leaves it behind. Utah will pick it up with Navarez. Rings it around the far side, and Messina gets to it. Now leaves it at the top of the point. Shot from there is turned aside by Casper. Stays in play. Jack Rooney near side. Center pass. Good save from Casper as Messina pulled the trigger in the slot. Utes able to get it out to center ice. This one will hop up in the air. Stays in play. Utah trying to press it forward as they make a change. Alabama wants to do the same, and Saracena will just tap it along. This will be icing on the Tide, though. Doesn't gain that red line. And we get a whistle with 13:07 to go. Still scoreless here in the first.
Nice play by Barnes. You could just see in his eyes he's wanted to light that hit, that neutral zone big hit up there. And, I mean, if I'm seeing David Barnes coming down the train tracks, I'm going to get out of the way. Smart play.
It's an easy guy to see, but a tough guy to avoid.
Yeah.
Had that nice hip check in the second period last night to end the period. Always have to keep your head on a swivel when number 8's on the ice for Utah. Alabama wins the draw. They'll send it all the way in, looking to make that change. Barnes gloves it down. Jacob now in hot pursuit, though. Barnes now has the speed. Still skated along. Utes with numbers as they come into the zone. Barnes with a toe drag. Couldn't get by Briere, though. Sent up the far side, now waiting for it. Jacob now ahead in the dough. He can't hold on to it. Back to Utah. Alabama will send up the near side. Utah changes the defensive pair. Pass on the near side. Dylan Teed will just chip it along. Alabama's got the numbers if they want it. Now we'll just backhand it. Siebold will go get it. As Alabama sets up. Pass way off target. It comes back out to center ice. Wallette picks it up.
Was looking for Teed. Teed was kind of screaming for the puck. Left wide open on that backside.
Just a little bit off on the execution. Alabama back in the offensive zone, though, as now has it. Backhands the top of the point. Siebold ready for the one-time shot. Goes wide. Utah just trying to chip it out while Light keeps it in. Passes down low. Zeke has a man in front. No, can't find him. Pass was a little too high. Alabama still buzzing in the offensive zone, though. Center pass, finds a man, walking in. Good save, Casper loose on the paddle, and he comes up with the save. Big save from Patrick Casper.
Na 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 na.
Little,
Catch that on ESPN later with the paddle.
Little Braden Holby-esque right there, man. Just using the paddle. I mean, it was right there, man. That's just, Casper's been pretty aggressive today, and outstanding goaltending from him there. And is he a Caps fan?
Edmonton.
Oilers
yeah,
fan.
Canadian.
Ah.
Yeah, nice little setup there by Alabama, working off of that corner wall, and just a good pass to the slot, and Casper just gets the best of him.
Shot in front gets blocked, and as Casper turns it aside, that was Thomas Godfrey that had the opportunity that Casper shut the door on. His Light trying to get by a defender in the offensive zone. Utes still in possession, though. Up the near side, Lieberknight takes a check. Trying to get it down for Light. He does. Now top of the point. Odlin keeps it just onside as he sends it back in. Utes looking to register a shot here. Is officially they have not yet. As a shot here to the near side is blocked. DiBenedetto right in front. Light fires it. Takes just a deflection wide. Still loose down low, though, as DiBenedetto battles for it. Great look from Utah. Just caught a shin pad in front. As Utah still continues to buzz. Odlin tries to go back down low as Alabama will skate along. Timmy Kirkwood from the red line fires it well off target, but does the job it needed to. As Alabama has to wait on the delayed offside. Bowman just sends it in as the rest of the line changes. Utes will change as well. Outlet pass looking for Navarre is off target. It's going to go on net to Nielsen, though, so no icing. Looks for the stretch pass. Has Bowman waiting here at the near side blue line. He'll skate it in. Alabama looking for the first goal. Sent in front, pinballs around, still loose on the side of the net. Casper makes one save as it settles behind the net. Utes pick it up with Navarez. Up near side, Noah Beery. Senior will send it across the ice to the far side and just chipped in by the Utes. Back down low, Beery tried to send one towards the front, has stick tied up. Still loose down there. Navarez gets a poke to it. Now up the near side, Johnson looking for the stretch pass. In the middle of a change, though, Paolo will send it right back in. This will give Utah a chance to change.
Uh-oh.
A little too hard.
As here comes Johnson, but he can't corral it, so no harm, no foul. Paolo put a lot of weight behind that one.
He sure did. That looked like it was going to be a breakaway for Alabama there. Utes got lucky that Paolo shot that hard that even Bama couldn't catch up to it on the other end.
Here, look at this from Zachary Jerome walking in. Just can't pull it to the forehand, and now here comes Alabama 3-on-3. Good defensive play from Totfest as it's back to Utah. This tapped along, not before the red line, though, as this will go all the way down for icy. 9:21 to go. First period, still no score. Much better effort we've seen from Utah tonight, just no shots yet.
Yeah, a lot of pace for the Utes right now, and one thing that I'm seeing is a great back check. They're really negating a lot of these odd man situations, and even 3-on-3, as you see there, guys just getting their sticks in passing lanes and negating those chances.
The face-off over on the far side as Alabama leads the shot count 7-2 in this contest. Remember last night, Utah did pretty well on the shot count, but just couldn't find the answers to try and solve Patrick Osterman. We'll see how they do against the other freshman for Alabama, Gunnar Nielsen, tonight.
A little bit better opportunities for the Utes on those two shots, though. Kind of a difference. We talked about quality over quantity.
This Totfest shot goes up and out of play. Quality over quantity, or quantity over quality, depending on which way you want to look at it. But you had the good opportunity, what was it, a couple of shifts ago with Wyatt Light right out in front. Just unfortunate to get a deflection there, but that's what you want to see out of Utah in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and even shots that go wide, just to make Nielsen kind of think about it and just get him off his game, get him a little bit rattled, that can always be a good thing.
Ready to get back underway. Both centers will reset here. It's going to be Dylan T that gets thrown out. So Jacob now will go against Zachary Jerome. As it's one, Totfest not a lot on that one as the stick got jammed up there. Austin Totfest, one of the goal scorers for Utah last night, had that one to break that that stalemate, that 3-game stalemate that Utah had after last weekend in Arizona.
Yeah, and after he scored that goal, you saw them celebrate together out here in the neutral zone. You could just tell like a weight was lifted off the shoulders, a little monkey off the back situation.
Alabama comes along hard, hit here on the near side as Perry went for the big hit. As now it's in front, Casper shuts the door. Utah back in possession. Todfest near side, trying to get through a stick check, takes a tumble, and it will be another penalty on the Tide. This will be a tripping call. Todfest back up to his feet. Casper is gone to the bench. We have an extra attacker as we wait for the delayed penalty. See what Utah can do here, 6-on-5.
Nice job by Topfest to kind of circle it around, give this extra man advantage. Even though nothing came of it, it was just heads-up play to at least let Casper get to the bench and go 6-on-5 for a couple seconds.
So this will be Jacob now that'll go to the box. As Utah will get its second crack on the power play. So far 0 for 1. See if they can get a little more of an offensive presence last time. They've spent most of the last power play regrouping in the neutral zone. So we'll see how Utah does here on this one. It's a tripping call to Jacob now that leads to Utah's second power play. Alabama tried to send it all the way down, ends up hitting the back of the net. But second time does accomplish the task as Utah will set up.
Well, that's interesting. Actually, the penalty clock actually didn't start until the game, a couple seconds after the game clock did. So we'll see if that factors in a little bit too.
Meyer just gains the red line, sending it in. Alabama gets to it first. Will only get it back out to that center circle. Utes set up. Meyer leaves it for Petrie. He'll skate it along. Near side, Lieberknight. Off of his stick, goes after into the corner. Trying to settle things up. Now it comes up the near side boards. Petrie, it does stay on side. Utes 3-on-2. Petrie goes down low for Lieberknight, just a little off target. Utes able to set up now. Meyer quickly near side Petrie. Alabama coming out a lot more aggressive than they did last night on this power play as DeBenedetto now holds. Now Petrie. As Meyer wanting for it. Pass just a little ahead of him. Now he'll fire a wrist shot. Nielsen makes the save. Utes still in control. One member changes as Meyer plays it down low to the corner. Light can't corral it. And Siebold sends it right where it came from and all the way down.
Yeah, a couple of passes on this power play right now. It's just a little bit too much mustard. You know, I know the guys are trying to get on the board first here, but maybe a little bit of calming sense to some of those passes where they're going tape to tape.
Here comes David Barnes into the zone. Wrist shot, glove down by Nielsen. As Barnes takes not one but two little shoves on his way back out of the crease.
A little bit of a late stop, but no harm, no foul. But again, Barnes is a big guy, so especially when you glove him down and you're in the butterfly, that's a big guy coming at you.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see Barnes bearing down on you.
No.
Like I said, I mean, if I'm an Alabama player, I'm getting that guy out as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Referee's chatting with him.
Yeah, I think they were looking for an unsportsmanlike. It looks like Nielsen's thinking that he got sprayed a little bit by Barnes.
Doesn't hurt to ask, right?
Nope, does not. We're back underway. Still 26 seconds of power play time here as Paolo wrist shot redirected and scores.
I don't know if a Utah player got that by the reaction. I think it went off an Alabama player going in.
I think it did. I think it went off of one of the Tide defensemen's shin guard. But I know we had touched on this. A big proponent to this power play tonight was going to be winning a faceoff. And you saw there that quick shot right off of the draw with a little bit of traffic before Bama could get set up leads to a goal. Utah with their first lead in a game in quite some time. Hopefully this will spark the boys to end this period.
So it's a good goal for Utah, a power play goal as well. The Utah with the lead 1-0 here late in this first period. We'll see who gets credit for the goal. As most likely Paolo will get it. If he does, it's going to be his second of the season. And it's a big one for Utah. Alabama looking for the answer. Jacob now leaves it down low for Demers. He'll fire a shot off of a skate. Good block from Meyer. That's up and out of play.
Well, that's what you want to do. Get it back to your D. Have someone out in front. Fire it in. And we saw it last night with a lot of redirected pucks. It didn't matter who it went off of, but those redirected pucks created opportunities. And right now that redirect actually led to a goal directly.
Nice little tip, regardless of who scored it. It was a nice little redirection. He's beaten Nielsen top shelf. And it is Stephen Paolo's goal, so it'll be his second of the year.
Light got tangled up right there.
And this one will say play on as Alabama sends it along with the first line. Rooney walks in, save from Casper, and able to trap that in the pads for the whistle.
Yeah, it's just like Saracena and Light were kind of going at it like the whole way down. One of those, you kind of look at PI in the NFL and how they're kind of fighting the whole way down. Sometimes the refs will be like, hey, you know, it is what it is. We'll just let this one go. I think that's what we had there. But, you know, a fair game, but also a physical game.
Yeah, I think that was the right call there.
So we play on. Alabama with the offensive draws. They win it. Top of the point, Briere backhands it down low. Alabama looking for the answer with their top line. Utah's top line out there as well as DiBenedetto trying to find Light. Stolen away by Joseph. The teams dig after it. Now Light backhands it out. Here comes Utah, 2-on-2. Lieberknight trying to push it along. Good pickpocket, though, from Jack Rooney. Alabama looking to change. Utah with a pass, looking for Lieberknight. Pokes it past. Now has an opportunity. Walks in, had Light on the back door. Just couldn't slide it across. As now we get a little bit of a confrontation here. As everybody kind of fell in front of Nielsen there. Light took a tumble. Briere came in as well.
Well, kind of goes back to the old boxing saying, hit, don't be hit. And that's what we had there. If you're going to go out to the front of the net, you want to be the one initiating the contact. I mean, if someone's going to be physical with you, you be physical with them first.
Yeah, and that was a nice play by Lieberknight creating the turnover. I think he was trying to slide it over to Light. Ended up just being a shot on goal. And it doesn't look like we're going to get any penalties out of this, which, once again, I think is the correct call. You know, you guys got to go hard to the net, and for Alabama, you got to protect your goalies. So,
well, I think what's interesting, too, is that Gunnar Nielsen's starting to get involved.
Right.
And one of the things, I think if you're, I mean, you've been through it, too. If you see the opposing goaltender on the other end getting involved with it, you're going on the bench, hey, we're in his head right now.
Yeah, you're living in his head rent-free right now, and that's a good thing.
We get ready to go back underway. Saw this last night, too. Things starting to get a little bit more chippy as the night progresses. Utah still holding on to that 1-0 lead. Alabama looking to fix that. Hannah backhanded pass to Wallette. Good defense again from Utah as they're able to deny the defenseman from Alabama. Totfest now over to the far side. Big hit from Hannah as Baston lost it in his feet. Now everybody's starting to go a little head hunting as two Utes collide into each other. Things kind of amping up. Now Hannah almost had an opportunity. Now near side and scored by Johnson. And it's kind of helter-skelter all over the place on that shift. Alabama ties it up.
Yeah, you start out with that big open ice hit, and I think then all of a sudden you got guys looking for that home run hit. Jerome kind of looked like he was going to take a step, missed, and led to an open shot in the slot.
I think sometimes, too, you see a hit like that applied to your teammate, you think, I'm going to get him back. But you also got to play defense on your own end and get it out before you do something like that. It kind of feels like they lost track of that before you kind of get back. And like next thing you know, it's an even game.
Yeah, and I know I've touched on this a lot, but with those fans in the crowd tonight, a lot of first-timers, that's what they want to see, and that's the entertainment you're trying to provide for them sometimes as a player. So a little bit of lapse in judgment there.
So Ryan Johnson gets the goal. It's his 6th of the season. As that ties things back up at 1. Another big hit. This time and it'll be a penalty on Utah as Berry gets
here we go.
With number 91, Joseph Saracena. They both go after each other.
Yeah, they're both going too.
We'll see. I think it's just going to be the one. As Berry is enraged right now.
Well, that came right off the faceoff too. Saracena was not happy about something and initiated the contact.
They are going to go after. They're going to go get Saracena and bring him back.
Beery being a veteran player, I know we talked about him last night having a year off, but he's just got to be smarter than that. You know, I know the kid. I know how hard he works in school. He's a smart kid. That was a dumb play by Beery that takes him out of the game for a couple of minutes.
So Saracena, after getting into that confrontation with Beery, they'll both go to the box.
Sometimes GPAs don't translate to hockey.
That's very true.
Just a note here as well, 7 games now for Noah Beery this semester. That is his first penalty of the semester for him.
I'll tell you, he's fired up, and he knows it, but sometimes you just can't take someone try to punk you like that.
Right, and I think with 4:26 left in this first period, you're in a tie game. You hopefully can get out of this period with no more confrontations on either team and go into the locker room and say, hey guys, we got to be talking with our shoulder pads legally, less talking after the whistles, less John to the refs, because the more that things start to get out of hand, the more it can snowball. And I think that that's going to hinder Utah in this performance much more than it's going to hinder Alabama. Because as we saw last night, their PK is pretty dang good.
Also, speaking of Barry, when you see someone like that being physical, some of you really don't see, like, kind of, you look at Barry, his game's more playmaking, that type of role, but you see him being physical with someone who's trying to punk him. Like, what does that do? What does that do to rally the troops in a way?
I mean, I think you of course want to stand up for your teammates and have them stand up for you as well and for themselves, but you got to do it in a legal way. I mean, that's a pretty egregious cross-check by Beery there, and I think he does know better to do that.
Puck goes up out of play, so we'll play 4-on-4 here as Beery and Saracena get matching penalties here. It should be a cross-check and a rough, I would imagine.
I'll tell you what, as Petrie continues talking with Kirkwood, this is going to be a very, very interesting next weekend. I mean, these guys are going to have bumps and bruises, and they're clearly not liking each other right now. Now you got to go into Tuscaloosa and face them again next weekend.
Alabama wins the draw. It's back out to center ice, though. Utah almost an opportunity there as it slides past the stick of DiBenedetto. No, Joseph fires one that's just wide. It's becoming a little bit more prevalent, and as we come down to the final 4 minutes of this first period, Alabama in control here on the 4-on-4. Skated along is Joseph. Gains the blue line, now fires a wrist shot. Good block from Petrie. Joseph on the far side. Wallette near side. Good pickpocket. And here comes Brett Meyer. Breakaway. Looking for the lead. He'll shoot, and a big glove save from Gunnar Nielsen.
Wow. Fantastic glove save. Flashing the leather by Nielsen. And Meyer's got to be heartbroken about that one.
Talk about two great plays on both ends of the ice. The poke check to pickpocket the Alabama player, and then the glove save on the other end to keep this a tie game. Sometimes you tip your cap to both players.
So good save from Nielsen there. Keeps it 1-1 as Meyer had a wide open chance at it. Good positioning from the goaltender for Bama. So we'll have an offensive draw here. Referee's going to chat with Kyle Richards, head coach of Alabama. We'll talk about it here. The guys agree with the no call on the little hacks on the breakaway there?
Yeah, I didn't think it was too egregious. I mean, I think, it clearly didn't really impede Meyer's speed or anything like that. And if Meyer felt like it, he could maybe take a dive to try to get a call.
Yeah, I don't really think there was any impediment of the process of scoring a goal or taking away an opportunity. So I think that was a right call.
We're back underway. Alabama gets it back out to center ice. Barnes waiting for it to travel to his stick. Bouncing puck picked up by Alabama. Rooney wide open on the far side. Briere gains the blue line. Now has a man on the backdoor tee. Under a minute to go in the 4-on-4. Good there, poke there from Utah as Paolo gets in the way of it. It's back out to center ice. Waiting for that pickpocket was Jerome. Instead, Briere holds onto it. He'll skate it in along. Looking for the toe drag. Good defensive play from Barnes this time. Utah with the numbers if they can find it. As Todfest gets hit, but Barnes brings it along for a 2-on-1. Barnes walks in, shoots, and just meant wide.
Nice shot by Barnes, looking off the defender there and opting for the shot. You just want to get that one on net any way you can.
Both teams change it up, so it'll be a 1-on-1 battle here. Sable with Barnes as Barnes steps up and makes a good block. Utah will set up as we're down to the final 10 seconds of the 4-on-4 here. 2.5 to go in period number 1, tied at 1. Back and forth it goes. Now Wallette will skate it. We're back to 5-on-5 now as Wallette enters the play. He'll fire a shot, deflected up out of play. And they'll stay in the Utah zone with 2:20 to go. It's 1-1 shots, 9-8 in favor of Alabama.
I think these are kind of games as a hockey fan you really enjoy. You get the 1 goals, you get the physical play. There's some room to be physical. Talk about from a fan's perspective. This is one of the games they really enjoy, and you also get good hockey out of it.
Yeah, and I think this was the game that we were expecting to be billed last night. We didn't really get that from the Utes, and tonight they're kind of making up for it.
Good save from Casper as that ended up getting loose. Utah benefiting from the quick whistle. As Casper has done pretty good so far here in this first period.
Alabama doesn't like it, but I mean, as a ref, if you lose sight of the puck and you're not sure, you're taught to blow it.
Yeah, and like you said, Matt, I think they did benefit from a quick whistle there, but I honestly couldn't see Casper not just grabbing that puck anyways.
Back underway, Wallette, top of the point, gives it down low, stolen away by Utah. Good play, Bastone. Up the near side, Perry trying to get it out. Could not. Now Odlin, or excuse me, that was Navarez that was skiing up the near side. Now Odlin's battling in a 2-on-2. Navarez slams his way into it. Odlin, good play over on that far side. Trying to get the puck out is Utah. Unsuccessful. Now a final poke check from Odlin gets it out. Under 2 minutes now to go here in period number 1. That takes a funny bounce out. Casper went out to go play it.
Zamboni doors.
Yep.
Well, you hear Jay Sewell say it all the time. He wants goalies staying inside of that crease just because of all the weird stuff that could happen behind the net.
Utah up the far boards. Can't control it, though. As Navarez can't get a hold of it. It's back to Alabama. Now. Lost it in his feet, battling with Bastone. Now center pass blocked. Utes still digging after it. Alabama wanting to bring it center. They do. Bowman's got it. Leaves it. Good poke check, though, that is Barry. Good job defensively. Short change for Utah. Leads to an on-man rush. Demers' shot gets blocked by Odlin. Final minute of the first period. Alabama still looking for the lead as that shot goes off the side of the net. Still battling. Durkin, top of the point, Wallette. Wallette will fire. Look, tip in front. Casper makes a save, spills it though. And another sprawling save from Casper.
Yeah, Casper absolutely on fire there right now. Just doing whatever he can to keep that puck out of the net.
Almost a change from Roulette going in. It kind of looked like Casper was just waiting for it and just never got there.
So 2 big saves from Utah's tender as we have 43.2 to go on the clock here. Alabama, a couple of good shifts here. Utah would like to get a goal to go back in front here. Let's see, backhand pass just a little off. Alabama, their pass off target as well. This should be icing, and it is. So Utah with an opportunity here with 31 seconds as Taylor Joseph and Meyer get together.
It's like they're fighting for a little bit of real estate behind the net there, and Meyer wasn't going to let him have it. Mind game's going on right now.
Yeah, no harm, no foul there. We'll skate to the other end of the ice.
Isn't normally no blood, no foul?
Depends on what kind of rules you're playing.
So Todd Fest goes against Joseph here. Utes looking for the goal here in the final 30 seconds. Tie up now to Jerome. Try to pull the trigger, could not. And now here comes Alabama. Messina leads it along. Tries to send one in front. Good D, though, from Utah as Petrie knocked that one away. Casper will corral this one and settles it down.
So far, a great period from both sides. Seen a little bit of offense, defense, physicality, scoring, everything you want to see as a fan, like you said. And a great answer from Utah. And something that they really, really needed to get a little bit of momentum going into this game.
So 18.2 remains here. Utah trying to get to the break here before the horn sounds. Team's battling for it in the circle. It's going to slide over to Casper. He's going to play it. Final 10 seconds here. Utah, one last rush, goes off of a stick and sent back down. That should be it for the period. See what Utah does here with Barnes. Wrist shot all the way down, almost on net. And that'll be it for period number 1. Barnes with one final hit as they jaw with Now here on the near side, and Demers as well. So a very entertaining first period as the teams are still jawing at each other. Guys, your thoughts?
Just to end the period there, Casper kind of gloved it and then throws it out to the corner for a nice dump to the other end. I really like that play by Casper, just so that way Alabama doesn't get one more shot on goal to end that period. Great start for the Utes, like what we saw from them.
Yeah, I think if you're looking from Utah's standpoint, this was a stand up and let Bama know that, hey, we're here, man. We're not going away. We know what happened last night, but you're in for a fight tonight. I like that attitude coming out of the first. Hey, and they got some blood, too. they got some blood in the goal, and they're right in the thick of it. So I think you're Utah. You're in a great spot right now.
Yep.
All right, so that'll do it for the first period. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. We'll have the second period for you when we come back. It's sure to be a good one as they're tied at 1 through one period of play. Utah and Alabama tied at 1 through the first period. We'll be back with the second period in just a little bit. All right, hockey fans, welcome back to the Utah Ice Sheet. We're about 2 minutes away from the teams making their way out on the ice for the second period. We're tied at 1 between Utah and Alabama. Matt Coma, Ryan Jones, Boz Echevarri up here in the broadcast booth for this one. And much better effort than we saw from last night's first period from Utah. Just not on the scoreboard, but you could see it in the level of play, too.
Yeah, I think guys were excited to come out tonight, donning those pink jerseys. They came out with speed. They got the first goal, which I think is the most important part, is being shut out in 3 games, essentially, until they popped 2 last night. It's just so big to get that monkey off your back and just get rolling from the beginning. Bama with a good answer and a lot of physical play in between chances from both teams. Great saves from both goalies. So it'll be interesting to see if Utah can keep that momentum, keep pucks out of the net, and keep the pressure in that Bama zone.
Yeah, I mean, it was a night and day difference between last night and tonight. And I think one of the things that we were looking for was just the pace of play, and it's been a lot quicker. It's been a lot more physical, to your point, and a lot of chances are being created because of it, both ends of the ice. Goaltending is goaltending. It's what we wanted. It's kind of what we expected going into the series. Kind of 2 evenly matched teams, 2 being physical, playing hard, making plays, and it's happening on both ends of the ice. I think we're in for a good one the rest of the way.
Yeah. Now, I'll ask this to both of you guys. The physicality we saw in that first period, does that carry over here into the second?
Oh, I think it totally does, but I think the bigger question is, can you play within the rules of the game where you're not sitting in the box and hurting your team? So I think that physicality is gonna pick up, especially knowing you have to play these guys again next week. I know we've said that so much already this weekend, but really for me, I'm gonna look for clean plays and smart plays. You don't have to take off somebody's head. All you're trying to do is just separate the person from the puck and stay out of the box.
Yeah, sometimes you look at hockey in a way, it's kind of like mosaic law. You get me, I'm going to get you back.
Right.
But you have to think about, when am I going to get you back? Am I going to get you back by sniping your goalie? Am I going to get you back by knocking your teeth out? How am I going to get you back?
Right.
But you're always thinking about how you're going to get the other guy back.
So we'll see who gets who back first here as we've switched ends for this second period. Alabama's in the red uniforms. They move left to right. Utah's in the white, pink, and black uniforms. They move right to left. As 20 minutes back up on the board. Utah waiting for one more person to enter the play.
Yeah, I got to play 5-on-5 hockey.
I'm sure Alabama wouldn't mind if you played 5-on-4. As we're back underway, second period, as Utah wins the opening draw and immediately gains the zone. Lieberknight looking for that center pass. Ended up getting blocked, but to the top of the point comes Meyer. Back down low. Lieberknight tried to leave it for Light. Good defense from Alabama. Now they'll look to break it out. Battle of the top lines here as Joseph got the pass from Rooney. Now DiBenedetto steals it away, gives it to Barnes. Barnes kind of
That's a strike.
misfired on that one. And sent up the far boards. Interesting defensive pair, Meyer with Barnes this time around instead of Petrie.
Yeah, with 2 real offensive defensemen there. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Here comes Light. 2-on-1. Lieberknight's with him. Light trying to find him. Could not.
Got to communicate there.
Almost had it, but Alabama comes the other way. Messina, good job from Paolo. Going to poke it along. Good defensive play from Stephen Paolo, the 1 goal scorer for Utah tonight.
Nobody knew where the puck was.
The puck is right in front of Alabama, right in the feet of Alabama as they were all making that change. Utah able to get to it first as Paolo fires one that's wide. Utes in the middle of the change, comes right to Jerome. Dodges 1 check, can't dodge the second, and here comes Alabama. 3-on-2 developing here as Briere fires a shot, good block, still loose in front. Picked up by the Utes for a moment, still loose here on the near side and finally cleared out. Siebel will ring it back in for Alabama. Patrick Casper out for Utah. Corrals that puck, now D-to-D pass. Quickly, Jerome just trying to tap it along. Gets it back now, has time to skate. Jerome into the play. Throws one in front, turned aside by Nielsen. That'll be up out of play. A free puck for one of the many fans that have made their way out here tonight for our breast cancer awareness game.
Yeah, it was a good play there, trying to get the puck to the center. Just couldn't get enough stick on it to deflect that towards the net.
Almost finding Tristan Lieberknight and Alex King as they make their way up from that corner down there. 2 of the scratches tonight for Utah.
We can't miss Tristan Lieberknight.
He is in the bright pink suit jacket tonight, and it's a sight to see.
Serving up looks.
As it comes back out to center ice here. It's a foot race.
Waved off.
Bastone's going to get to it. Send it around the far boards. No one there in white, though. Now Bastone will try up the near side, looking for Perry. It's going to be kept in by Zarconi. Over on the far side, Demers. Top of the point. One-time shot, good block from Todfest. He's ahead of the play if the Utes can get a stick on it. Instead, it comes to Teed, who fires a shot, takes a redirection wide. Good hit over on the far side by Todfest. Meyer gets spun around. Able to complete the pass, though. Near side, Bastone weaving through, looking for Jerome near side, a little too much on it. That pass off target from Alabama, no icing. Another pass off target. Utah's going to beat the icing call, though, as Nielsen comes out to play it.
Nielsen almost bit Nielsen in the first period. He came out on a penalty kill, and Utah, the back, I forget who it was, but if their back wasn't turned to the goal on that play, it could have been bad news for Alabama.
He came out to play that puck. Utah's back in their own end now. Loose in the corner. Barnes has got it. He'll ring it hard around the boards. Nobody there, though, for Utah. Everybody kind of sucked over here to the near side. That gets out to neutral ice. Alabama looking to reset here. Hanna, nice little move, brings it into the zone. He'll fire a shot. Casper save loose in front, up over the net.
Yeah, nice little neutral zone transition by Bama there to create a scoring opportunity.
Utah looking for the breakout. Unable to complete it. It stays in the zone. Johnson's got the lone goal for Alabama. He tries to hack it towards the front of the cage. Instead, Utah clears it. Back and forth we go as Todfest, or excuse me, that's Navarez, just kind of going through Casper to get that puck. Maybe a hidden message in that one. As it comes back the other way, both teams changing here as Utah will get to it first. Quickly up the near side, Lieberknight tried to get out of the way of that one. Instead, Alabama's got him. Messina, turnaround pass, loose in front. Rooney shot, saved by Casper.
It was a good job by Casper, just getting nice and big, not knowing what was coming his way, but that's just solid goaltending, doing what you're coached.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a tough play there by Paolo. He gets the puck kind of deep towards that the dot there, and he just tried to chip it up and out, and it got caught on the back of Lieberknight, creating the turnover and a chance for Alabama. Good save by Casper.
Top line's out there again as Casper turns that one aside with the right pad. Now here comes Utah, Lieberknight. He's been cooperative with Light tonight. They just haven't found the final piece to score that goal. They've been electric so far. Set up in the offensive zone. Light, nice turn in the corner. Comes towards the front. Looking for someone in friendly colors, but ends up finding the waiting arms of Taylor Joseph. Over on the far side is Lieberknight. Near side, Paolo. Couldn't corral it. Will play down low for Light. Light now comes around the center circle, poked away to Paolo. Wrist shot, redirected, and a good save from Nielsen.
That's a tough save, too.
Utes still buzzing, though. DiBenedetto back down low. Lieberknight going after it. Comes back up the boards. Utah keeps it in once again. Alabama a little more real estate this time as Siebold heads up, sends that one into the stands.
You're pretty convincing there. I got a good flinch on that one. I couldn't see where the puck was.
A little bit lower than where we're up here, but got to pay attention for the fans right in front of us here.
Of course, no penalty there.
No.
Not quite the NHL, so you don't get the main advantage for shooting it into the stands.
Only the professional leagues you see the delay of game penalty, one of the hotly debated penalties in the game. As we're back underway, Alabama will just clear it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone ever purposely tries to shoot over the glass or clear it over the glass.
But I guarantee you would start seeing it, though, if the rule was taken out.
Yeah.
I know I would, at least. If you're down in your own zone and you need to get it out, why not?
I'm appalled by the cheating, Coma.
Yeah.
3-on-2 comes Alabama. They're looking for the center passes off target. It wouldn't be cheating if it was legal, I'm just saying.
Well, that's why it's in the rule book.
Exactly. Use it to your advantage. Yeah, Alabama's still in the offensive zone. Utah trying to clear, they do. That's just a little ahead of Andrew Urch, making his first touch of the night. Alabama sends it in once more. Utah's fourth line getting a little bit of action here. Hauser, Hunter, and Urch. As Alabama skates it along. Durkin into the zone. Fires a shot, rings the crossbar. Good look from Durkin as it comes back out to center ice. Todfest in pursuit. Comes to Kirkwood near side, he'll send it in. We saw a couple of posts last night from Alabama too.
Yeah, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy depending on how you're looking at it, but nice job by Utah's fourth line to get out there. Nothing really terrible.
Here we go again.
Almost another turnover from Nielsen. As he came out, it was going to be icing if he didn't come out of there. This one is called icing.
I just don't get it because you even see those mistakes made at the highest end of hockey. I'm kind of with Jay on this. I'm not a big fan of goalies going behind their own net to play it. I understand why they try to do it, but I don't think the risk kind of outweighs the reward of a goalie going back there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes you just kind of get in your head that you're doing something good and you want to be the big playmaker, and sometimes just going back to basics and doing the simple things can be the smarter option.
Back underway is Utah trying to get something going in the offensive end. 2-on-1 battle in the far corner. Now squirted out for Demers. Can't clear the zone though. Jerome's now got it for Utah. Two Alabama players harassing him in the corner. Comes back to him now. Kirkwood's got it. Back and forth we go as outlet pass by Now. Finds Durkin. Just rang the crossbar moments ago. He'll go off for a change as Alabama gains the zone. Heads up, comes out in front. Utah almost turning the puck over. It's back to Alabama. Wallette shot turned aside by Casper, loose in the slot. Trying to turn around that shot was Demers, and couldn't pull the trigger though as he was tied up. Demers with it once more. More stick tying. As Alabama gains possession again, looking for the backdoor pass, cut off by Barnes. Second attempt, that one's turned aside by Casper.
Gonna fight through that one to make a
delayed
save.
call coming up on Utah. Alabama's going to get the extra attacker as Alabama's still in control. Top of the point, Zarconi. This has an opportunity almost. Had a little more weight on it.
This one might be against Barnes.
As Utah just wants to touch that puck, and they will. After a couple of collisions down there, it's a slashing call on Utah.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for a break there, but that shift just in Utah with a little bit of scrambling and just a lot of high sticks, a lot of extra, taps, and just it was bound to happen when guys kind of get stuck out there. They can't get a change. They get slow feet and tend to grab and hold, things like that.
Yeah, it just goes to your point. I mean, always keep the feet moving, even if you're, if it's not much, at least keep them moving, keep them ready. And if someone does cross in your zone, at least you're ready for that.
So a big moment here for both Utah and Alabama. The Tide went 2 for 2 on the power play last night. I don't think they used more than 30 seconds on either power play to score as well. So a big kill here for Utah. Utah, excellent job getting it out. And Lieberknight's going to get to it first, but Nielsen going to come out and play it. See what he does here.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's really bad.
As Gunnar Nielsen will take the penalty for that little shot to the head. It's a roughing call to the goaltender, and that negates the penalty.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, too. If you're a goalie, you become a player. Once you leave your crease, you're open to stuff like that. And, if you're going to leave your crease, you got to know that if a player you're susceptible just like any other player on the ice.
Yeah.
So if you get hit, you got to take that hit, and you got to know that's just something you're going to have to deal with. So on Nielsen, it goes back to your point, Jonesy, about taking really bad penalties and retaliations. If you're a goalie, the only way you do that, you rob people's shots.
Right. Yeah, and you wonder with the fans just maybe being right on top of them. And I know, as a Utah player, we always loved having that atmosphere, those fans right on top of them talking. I know Nielsen's trying to make a play, to spark some offense or just to keep that puck moving. But that's a really tough call right there for Nielsen, just to face wash him for no reason, really.
Yeah, I think if you're a ref, that might be one of the easiest calls you have to make anywhere.
And it's right in front of him, too. If any shot to the head is going to get called, something like that, and if it's right in front of the official. So it'll be number 89, Jack Rooney, that'll end up serving the penalty for Alabama, and that negates the power play. So Utah with its first successful kills will play 4-on-4 for the second time tonight. extended time here, minute 38 of 4-on-4 this time. Utah will get about a 20-second power play at the end of it. As Lieberknight near side will just send it in. Nielsen again, out to play it, turns it over. Utah trying to come in front with it. Ends up pinballing around into some pads. Utah keeps it on side. Great play, Owen Lieberknight. He'll shoot and turned aside by Nielsen. What Boz has been calling Nielsen coming out to play, it almost ended up being a deadly turnover for Alabama as DiBenedetto trying to fight for that puck. Sends it down low, but the rest of the Utes will change. Alabama with time to skate it. Siebold will gain the red line, send it into the far corner. Alabama will change up the line now. Paolo with time to skate it. Instead, leaves it behind, but everybody's left the zone, though. They'll have to go back for it.
Lack of communication there from the Utes.
Try again this time. Meyer quickly to Paolo. That's light ahead. Looks for him, kind of in between him and Totfest. Utes will try again now. Meyer leaves it behind, picking it up Paolo. 30 seconds to go in the 4-on-4 before Utah will get a very short power play. Barnes will be out of the box. Light has time, walks in. He'll fire the shot. Good block, though, from Wallette.
Yeah, that's
Light
high.
takes 2 hits, and there'll be a penalty on Alabama. As a good job from the freshman, able to earn that call. And it'll be Wallette to the box.
Great job by Light, just working hard, trying to create some space for himself, going into the wall, playing hard. You know, when I watch that kid play, I kind of want to like get into a video game mode where you turn the stamina off and just let Light just play the entire 60 minutes. He's so fast. He's such a game changer. And I think he's just a great recruit that we're going to, hopefully watch blossom over 4 years here at the U.
Yeah, here's the thing. If I'm Alabama, too, I think I might be going to Nielsen and be like, hey, just stay in the crease, man. I appreciate what you're doing, but let us handle pucks behind there. We need you to stay in this game. We need you to stay in the net. Keep doing what you're doing and keep us in this game. We can't have you taking these bad chances that we have to try to recover from. So if I'm Alabama, and I understand kind of where the frustration is coming from, I think just to settle things down, it's like, hey, we don't want the refs to get involved. Just stay in the crease. Let us play it behind the puck.
Right, and you're so right, because from Nielsen we've seen a tough redirect. That was the goal. He's probably not going to stop that one. Other than that, he's played fantastic, and everything that's looked shaky has been when he's outside of his crease. So I don't know what's going through his head, but yeah, definitely maybe a little talking to at the end of the period.
All right, Utah about to go on another 5-on-3 power play. We've heard that a couple of times over the weekend. As Jerome gets in the slot, he'll shoot, loose on the doorstep, can't pull the trigger as Totfest. Good defense from Alabama as Barnes now out of the box, fires that shot just wide. Alabama will clear. Great look there for Utah.
Yeah, fantastic defense, a little bit of a scramble in front. Utes really needed that one.
And now it's 5-on-4 for a minute 25 now. Utah's third power play of the night. And here comes the turnover. Jacob now, shorthanded breakaway. Walks in, a big pad save from Patrick Casper. Big hit here on the near side. That could have been a hit as penalty as well.
Totfest needs to keep his cool here.
As Casper tries to sell a call there. Comes out to play that one with now in hot pursuit. And now here comes Utah. A very entertaining game here at the Utah Ice Sheet tonight. We're still tied at 1. Here comes Alabama. Dylan Teed. Rest of the line changing. Gives it near side now. Alabama doesn't have to press too hard. They're on the kill for another 40 seconds here.
Now got away with a high hit.
And Utah has numbers now, and that's a penalty on Utah. I can't believe what.
That's one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen.
Oh, my goodness. And that's Totfest, I believe.
Yeah.
Looks like Briere a little bit slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay. A completely unnecessary shot there.
Yeah, it was a retaliation one. I mean, they didn't get now, but, I mean, now went after, I forget who they went after, but that's just not smart. I mean, we talk about, getting someone back, but you really have to play with your head here.
I'd say Utah had a 4-on-2. They caught Alabama in the middle of a change. They were going to have the numbers. But then Austin Totfest coming over, gives the high shoulder to the head of Briere there. Not only negates the power play, but ruins what would have been a good Utah opportunity there.
So my question to you guys, do you think that's egregious enough that he might get a double minor or even a major here throwing up an elbow?
You could definitely argue that. If that was assessed to it, I wouldn't
Because there's
argue it, or I'd be in support of it.
it's really just not a hockey play there. He's going
Yeah.
off for a change. It's just kind of a cheap shot, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree.
The
Looks like they're
referees-
only going to give him 2.
Yeah, the referees did talk about it. And it just goes back to what you were saying, Jonesy. It's playing within the rules and keeping a level head.
Yeah, and you know, I don't want to necessarily call out anybody or call out the leadership, but you got to wonder with some of those captains that are, you know, out with injuries, some of those older guys, you just kind of have to say, like, what are we doing here, boys? You know, we got to settle down because, quite frankly, they've gotten the doors blown off them the past couple of weekends. This is a prime opportunity to spoil somebody's season.
Saraceno one time from the top of the point. We're 4-on-4 again. Now, here comes a breakaway opportunity. Light ahead of the play. Tries to send it in front. As that's, I believe that is Saraceno that goes into Nielsen, ends up knocking off the net. So that's the whistle.
And here's the thing, like I know some people are home and be like, well, how come Coach Hurst or any of the coaching staff aren't saying it? It's one thing if you get it from the coaches. It's completely different when you get that from someone on your team. You always expect your coach, hey, settle it down, play within the game, keep our heads. You hear that all the time on the bench. Coaches say it all the time. If you hear from your teammate, completely different story.
Yep.
So we'll go back underway. 22 seconds remaining here in the 4-on-4 before Alabama gets its second power play of the evening. Still tied at 1 here. Alabama in control. Outlet pass finds his man in Hanna. Hanna lost it. Good pressure from Paolo. DD pass now up the far side. Skating along is Saraceno. Walks in, fires a shot. Casper, easy save. As that gets up and out of play, Wallette is out of the box as that penalty ends right before the whistle. So Alabama will send the special teams unit out and try to get their first lead of the night.
Even with the penalties, still like the energy that Utah is bringing, and you know, of course, they're coming out there with fire and saying, hey, you're not going to walk all over us again. So there are some good things to think about, but right now you just want to see them kill off this 130, reset, gain their composure back, and then hopefully go back on the attack.
As cliche as it sounds, you do have to take it one shift at a time.
Right.
And kill what you have, what's in front of you, before you move on from there.
Back underway, Alabama's second power play. They negated the first one with the Gunnar Nielsen penalty.
Bama's going to look for a stretch pass here possibly.
So we'll keep an eye on the back door as well as Joseph brings it in. He'll fire a shot. Casper spills it. Good defensive play, though, from Barnes. Plays it to the corner. Teed looks for the backdoor pass behind Rooney, though, and that's a clear that Utah will take. Under a minute now to go in the power play. Joseph now controls. They gain the blue line. Joseph looking for the back door. Behind Messina, has to settle a bouncing puck, could not, and that heads up. That goes into the scorekeeper's bench this time. Just a little too high from Utah, as they'll have to stay in their own end here with 43 to go in the power play.
We'll talk about it too. I mean, you talk about young players and how they have a lot of fire. They play with a lot of emotion. But one of the learning processes of going through this game is learning how to keep those emotions in check.
Alabama wins the draw. Wallette to Joseph near side as Alabama sets up the power play. Joseph, man in front, good block from Barnes. Still digging after it, 3-on-2 battle. Under 30 now to go in the power play. Comes back out to Messino. Gonna try and walk in and stuff it on the short side. Casper's got it underneath him. Finally a whistle blown. And cooler heads will prevail this time, as everyone kind of met at the front of that cage.
Yeah, and Joseph there kind of with a late poke on Casper. You know, typically you kind of find a dance partner after that one. So not really going to answer for that one, but
that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, I kind of like the play from Barnes on this kill, though. I mean, you talk about veteran leadership and someone who's been there for a while. I mean, Beanwer is supposed to be doing his job, settling things down, at least on this penalty kill that's for Alabama been pretty good. And that's the kind of plays that you look for, especially as a younger player, like, hey, this is a veteran guy doing his job, helping us kill off a tough penalty so that we can, you know, get a lead again.
Last rush here for Alabama. That's going to do it for the power play. So Utah successful on the first 2 penalty kills tonight as that shot's blocked in front by DiBenedetto. As Paolo going to go, or excuse me, Bastone tried to go after it, lost his stick inside those Zam doors on the far corner. Alabama still in control here. Cross ice pass. Siebold can't control it. Gets it back as he skates it into the corner. Good play from Utah, and now here they come with numbers. Lieberknight gonna flip it along. Totfest trying to get a stick on it. Will he beat the icing call? He will. Rest of the line changes. DiBenedetto with him. And it's Totfest. Looks for someone in front. Navarre's shot turned aside and saved by Nielsen. An electrifying second period keeps on going. 6:10 to go in the second. We're still tied at 1. Both teams finding the back of the net in that first period. Nothing yet here in the second period, but you wouldn't expect anything different from these two teams.
No, it's been a fun game, man. It'll definitely keep you on your toes.
As we're back underway, Utah in control. Navarez lost the handle on it, trying to keep it on side, could not. CJ Odlin back for Utah. Sends it right up the far boards. Utah trying to get a stick to it. They do. As Paolo gets the edge on now, and now here comes Navarez. Dodges one man. Now has time to skate up the far side. Will throw it in on net, where Nielsen will just set it aside for his teammates. Siebold up the far side. Now Demers, pressured by Totfest. Odlin takes a bump from Demers. Good pass out in front. Now a shot, and held on by Casper.
Casper in great position there. He's been playing fantastic all night. You know, came in relief in the third period last night's game. You know, after a tough weekend in Arizona, it's good to see his confidence back up and squaring up to shots, and overall doing a great job tonight.
So face-off will be on the far side. Won by Alabama, top of the point. Saraceno will just send it down low. Barnes will get a piece of it, sends it up along for Totfest off of his stick, so no icing. As Saraceno up the near side looking for Zarconi, poked away for a moment by Perry. Now Alabama skates it, 2-on-3 though. Hanna trying to get a step past, sends it out in front, still loose there and picked up by the Utes.
Barnes out there again to clean things up in front of the net.
Done a good job defensively for Utah, has had a couple of big blocks. As Nielsen once again comes out to play that one. Alabama controls in their own end, under 5 minutes now to go. Perry with another big hit. Puck loose, now Totfest picks it up. A lot of traffic in front though to try and send it to the front of the cage there. Now he's tied up by 2 Bama players. Totfest still in control though, gives it top of the point, a shot, scores! David Barnes from the top of the point, and it's 2-1 Utah.
And this is set up by 3 Alabama players covering 1 Utah player. Biggest mismatch. Someone's going to be open when you have multiple people guarding one person. Barnes right there, no one in front of the net. Kind of a slap shot that goes up high. It's a hard save that a goalie has to make right there. Well done by the Utes.
Yeah, great setup there, and an absolute clap bomb from Barnes from the point. And the crowd is back into it here. Utes taking the lead 2-1. Just love to see that shot from the point from the big senior.
That's 7 goals now on the season for David Barnes, and Utah's back ahead for the second time tonight. Utes looking for more here with the top line. Lieberknight down low for Light. Light will bring up the near side, has a man at the top of the point, Petrie. He'll fire a shot, save Nielsen loose in front. Rebound, scores!
This place exploded. I mean, if it wasn't the Barnes goal, it was this one, but again, just sending it to the front of the net. There's a ton of traffic in front of Nielsen. That's a hard job for him to do.
Yeah, my goodness, this is just what the doctor prescribed for this Utah team. You get a big clap bomb from Barnes, then just a nice dirty goal in front. You know, I think Nielsen's got to be in his head right now after 2 quick goals, and hopefully the Utes can kind of carry this momentum for these last 4 minutes and get into the period to the end of the second here.
Well, welcome back to the score sheet, Joseph DiBenedetto. That's just his 3rd of the year, as he's missed a long stretch of time with an injury, and we'll get back into the goal column with that one. It's 3-1 Utah. Alabama looking for an answer now. Joseph fires one. It's blocked in front. Big shift here now for Utah. Got to hold on to the 2-goal lead. Alabama looks for the back door. Had Kirkwood there. Pass off target, though, and the Utes get it out.
Well, here if you're Utah, you got to keep that pressure on, too.
No let up here from Utah so far as the top line still out there. They're looking for the change, though. They'll send a new, fresh forward line out. Alabama taps it along. Casper going to hold on to this one. And he'll hold on for the whistle. 3-1 now the score. An offensive outburst from Utah here late in the second frame.
Yeah, and you can just see the energy on the bench pick up. You have guys that are just charging out for their shifts. You know, you got guys talking, high-fiving and stuff, and I'm sure that's an energy that they have not felt for the past 2 weekends.
They feel a lot more loose tonight watching this game.
As Alabama wins the draw. Utah, good, strong finish to the second period would be huge for them. Send around to the far boards. Briere's going to get to it first. He'll send it back in. Two members of the Tide back down low. Dylan Teed looking for Demers. Ute defense trying to clear it out. Now the back door. Siebold has it. He fires a shot that's wide, and it's going to clear the zone.
Even though I'm sure Casper couldn't see much of it, he was in good position. There was not a whole lot to shoot at.
Alabama still looking to get back into this one. They're trailed by 2. Utah, good job so far through 2 periods here. Odlin tries to give it near side. Bastone gains the red line, sends it in. Bounces right out in front, though, so Utes got to hurry on the chain. Good defensive play by Bastone as he gets the turnover. Try to chip that one along.
There go Bastone going at it with Demers.
No call from either official for it as they get a couple of punches on it in. Alabama now in the middle of a change as Utah will try to skate it up the near side. Just sending it back out, picked up by Kirkwood in his own end. Under 2.5 to go in the second period. 3-1 Utah. Godfrey into the zone, leaves it down low. Now near side, now has time, but Casper slides over, makes a good save.
Great setup by Bama there. Better defense by Utah.
How about Casper, too? He had some trouble getting over. That was a brilliant save by Casper.
Utes ice the puck here with 2:02 to go. Another good job from the junior goaltender for Utah.
Now, I think if you're the Utes right now, you want to keep up that pressure, but escape this second period. No penalties, no extracurricular stuff. Let's just get back to the locker room where we can refresh and think about the 20 miles left in the third period.
Yeah, how about even putting one more on the goal?
Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, it would be very good. Alabama still looking to try and cut into that Utah lead as Odlin backhands it right to Bowen. Bowman tries to send it on in front. It's canceled out by the defensive Utah. Matthew Perry up the near side. Gives it along. Now Toddfest has Jerome with him. Toddfest, nice little toe drag. Now comes into the corner. Trying to walk in front. Jerome can't pull the trigger. Still loose down there. As now picked up Perry turnaround shot. Just wide.
That was a slash.
Still play on as referees have been letting them play for the most part in this one. Utah can't maintain the zone, but they do maintain possession. Jerome will leave it for Barnes.
Kirkwood still shaking his arm. He took a slash, didn't get called, and he's just kind of hurting, but.
And here comes Nielsen again. He'll bring it around. Kirkwood tries to just kick that puck along. He does. Utah with a opportunistic change there as a couple of bodies run in front. Casper looking for the back door. They find it, and Joseph puts it home.
Yeah, Casper kind of got caught up with his defense there. Couldn't get over.
Yeah, Barnes kind of little miscommunication there with Lieberknight. It looks like they're talking to each other. Barnes kind of taking an Alabama player out of the play, and just overall lack of communication leads to a real easy goal for Bama. That's, not the greatest thing, but I mean, at least you still have that lead for Utah right now, but certainly takes the life out of the fans here just a little bit.
So that's goal number 13 for Taylor Joseph. That leads the Tide so far this season, as it's now 3-2. It's just a little defensive lapse. Ends up costing Utah. No icing on this call, as we're down to under the final 40 seconds here.
Nielsen thought there should have been icing on that, by the way.
Nice little play there from Lieberknight as he tried to go between the legs with the backhand there to put it on Nielsen.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to get a penalty here. And this will be on Utah.
Yeah, that wasn't really smart either. There was no one in front of the net. He clipped Nielsen.
It'll be Wyatt Light that comes to the box. It's a roughing call. So not the way Utah wanted to end this second period, as they jumped out to that 2-goal lead. They give a goal up, and now they're going to have to kill their third penalty of the night.
You know what? I'll take the blame for that one. I was the one who was like, hey, maybe no penalties, no goals, and unfortunately, hand up. Sorry, coach. Sorry, boys.
Well,
The legendary
broadcaster's curse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, like, if you're on the bench, Jonesy, and you see Nielsen, who's been talking to the refs all game, kind of complaining about a lot of stuff, what does that do for you as a player?
I mean, it doesn't really do much other than I know that we've got him a little bit rattled. You know, he's thinking about it. Clearly, he's coming out to play the puck. You know, that you've got a couple of real good goals on him. So he's thinking about you guys way more than you're thinking about him. It's like a bad ex-girlfriend or boyfriend.
Messina looking to beat the buzzer. Good stick jam, though, from Utah. And 6.7 to go here in this period. Puck got to play in one last draw here before we go to the break.
Call it an ex-significant other.
Yeah.
One final face-off here. At least it should be one final face-off with 6.7 to go. We'll see Joseph go up against Jerome for this draw. Won by Utah, but Casper forced to make a good save, and that's going to clear the zone, and that'll be it for period number 2. So both teams find the back in the net, but Utah adds one extra one. They lead by 1 going to the final period of the night.
Yeah, I think it's overall. I mean, it's a good period for the Utes. You know, you got went out, extended that lead, something that they haven't not had in these past 2 weekends. So I think there's some confidence building there. I think there's some good, and you got to take the good with the bad. You know, that penalty by Talfest kind of throwing an elbow, which maybe negates some momentum of a 3-on-2. Just stuff like that. You gotta kind of clear your head and just, like I've been saying, you got to play through the whistles. And you know, even though these guys we're calling them first years, we're calling them rookies. They've played in leagues, you know, in junior leagues where you can take the gloves off and talk with your fists. So now when you're back here at the ACHA level with the cage and stuff, you just got to know that you can't take those mental lapses and put yourself, you know, in those positions.
Yeah, still a learning process, but that's what you kind of go into the intermission. I'm pretty sure Brett's going to talk about it. Hey, let's
Right.
play with our head. Let's play with some emotion, but keep those emotions in check. So you saw it when they were keeping them in check, that emotion. Played a little bit looser, scored a couple of goals. Kind of what you need to do going into the third, but let's just kind of regather, say, hey, we got the lead, keep putting the pressure on him, but let's make sure we're smart about the
Right.
things that we're doing.
Right.
All right, so we head to the second intermission. The Utes have the lead, but they'll be on the kill when we come back for the third. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great finish here tonight. Hope you stick around for the third period. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to break it down. Utah leads 3-2 after 2 right here on Utah Hockey on YouTube. Stay tuned. All right, hockey fans, welcome back. Getting ready for the third period. Utah and Alabama. The Utes with a 3-2 lead going into the final 20 minutes of play. Matt Coma, Ryan Jones, Basa Chavari up here in the broadcast booth tonight. And guys, that was a much better period than we saw from Utah. They had the 2-goal lead there for a little bit, but now it's time to lock it down and try to hold on to this lead the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think Utah, with a prime chance right now to snap a 4-game losing streak. I expect them to come out fast, and this game has been plenty physical right now. But Utah with a good chance to maybe spoil Alabama's season with a big win right now, and hopefully carry that momentum towards the rest of the year.
Yeah, I think wasn't exactly a fan of the way that Utah finished.
Right.
But I mean, that's why you play the next period. So they've started strong the first 2 periods. They finished great in the first period, and they played for the most part a great 17 minutes in the second period. Now you got to play that third period, come back after everything that we've done, and then also make sure that you're playing a good third period and make sure you can keep that 1-goal differential. Hopefully expand it. That's the goal at the end of it.
Right. They have that penalty still from Light to kill off. They got 1:30 to start out here, so I think a big momentum would be come out of the break here, kill that penalty off, and then hopefully create some offensive momentum.
All right, so as Jonesy mentioned, it will be a 5-on-4 power play for Alabama to start this third period. 1:29 is what remains, as you see on your screen there. Alabama is 0 for 2 tonight on the power play. This would be a big one here for Utah to try and kill. If they can do that, they're about a minute and a half closer to getting a big upset victory tonight. This would be huge for Utah. Alabama cannot afford to lose this game either. So a lot on the line here for the third period as we're back underway. Utah is moving left to right in the white uniforms. Alabama right to left in the red uniforms as they fire the first shot on goal in this third period, but it's on their own tender.
Yeah, you kind of do a little bit more damage for Alabama if they end up losing this game, especially after what happened last night.
Yeah, Alabama cannot afford to lose anything. They're 3 spots away from nationals, as we mentioned last night. They need to win, basically, at least win out. They've got a couple of ranked teams left on the calendar as well. They'll need a little bit more help out of those games if they fall to Utah tonight. Wallet sends one along as Rooney tried to dive for that puck. Only got a piece of it, and Utah will clear. So we're down under a minute to go in this power play.
Nielsen's kind of having a gallery following him around on both ends of the rink.
As he's turned it over a couple times, I'm sure the Utes will be in hard press if he comes out of the net.
Not quite a Tiger Woods at the PGA Championship.
I was going to say that.
Shot for the point, and a good save from Casper. No rebound. He holds on to that one with 28 to go in the man advantage.
Yeah, nice job by the Utes there. They're kind of clearing out the slot. Casper's got a great sight on that one, just right to the chest. Makes a nice play to make sure there's no rebound there.
Faceoff will be over on the far side. Only 28 seconds remaining in the 5-on-4 here. Teams dig after it. Utes only get it to the top of the point. It's kept in as Teed now holds. Top of the point, Wallet. Wallet, wrist shot, not a lot on it, but it gets redirected just wide. Utah trying to clear, but Perry doesn't get anything on it. No harm, no foul so far as it's loose in that far corner, under 10 to go in the power play. Top of the point, Rooney sets up a drive, and it's too high. Near side, Wallet shoots. Casper's already down, makes that save as the Utes are back to full strength. So Alabama, after going 2 for 2 last night, is 0 for 3 tonight. Penalty kill doing much better. Now it's a 2-on-1 for Utah. Light comes with Jerome. Light shoots, and it's too high. Alabama almost caught in the middle of a change.
Both teams, yeah.
As it comes back to Casper. He'll backhand it here to the near side. Jerome trying to find Light up the near side boards. Ends up finding him, gets it right back to Odlin. Moves on that far side, now it's picked up by Bastone. Gonna try and get by a man, and ends up finding Light. Light try to get through a stick check. Lost to the corner. 2 minutes gone here in this third and final period. Utes holding on to a 3-2 lead. Trying, as Jonesy said, to snap a 4-game losing streak. Be their first win against a ranked opponent since the Minot State game just a couple of months ago. Puck back out to center ice, sent back in. Going after it is Briere. He lost control of it, comes out in front to Kinslow, couldn't control it as well. Meyer wrist shot from the top of the point, takes a deflection to the far side. Alabama resets. As it's a little wet, downbound there as Hannah couldn't pull the trigger on that one. Now Bowman brings it along and will float it into the corner. Brett Meyer chips along. Utah trying to get a stick on it. Now Beery's got it. Cross ice pass, finds his man. Into the zone, Guy Petrie. Nice little move in between his feet, and he takes a big check from Wallette as it goes around the far boards. Alabama trying to clear. This will be icing on the Tide. And that'll be blown dead with 16:44 to go. Sorry for my weird bodily function noise there.
Just snort?
And I think it was a half hiccup, I believe. Something about that. I apologize.
Hiccup, sneezes.
Yeah, it was like all of the above kind of put into one.
Well, spring's just around the corner, so
It's true. Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow this morning, so spring's going to come early, apparently. I don't know how much weight everyone puts into that.
Well, the weatherman probably had more credibility than him, right?
I think it's, only the 19th time in 133 years that he hasn't seen the shadow, so take that for what you call it.
Someone fact check that in the chat, please.
I think I read that in an article this morning. No
Ooh,
turnover
bad
here by
turnover.
Utah, but good job from David Barnes. He's been huge for Utah tonight defensively. Utes back in control. Wyatt Light gets through a stick check, trying to get through another. The rest of the Utes are changing up the line. Light will just retreat. Utes will try it again. Like this approach from Utah, more puck possession instead of being aggressive?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think just to get yourself in a rhythm here, unfortunately, you just turn the puck back over to Bama. I'd like to see that puck get deep, but I think the fact that we're seeing Utah come out here with play a little bit of possession game and just kind of play calm right now, they're in a big spot here, and they're doing a good job so far to start out this final period, I should say.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like the coaching tactic because it just allows your players to kind of stay within their own zone, play their own game for a little bit, and you kind of just branch out of it. I think Utah, towards the end of that second period, especially after they got that 2-goal lead, was kind of just like really excited, kind of a lot of emotion. Hey, we're up 2, and they the game started getting a little bit away from them, and they ended up giving up a goal. I think this is a good tactic from Brett Hurst, just to let's settle things back down. We'll stay in our own zone.
Quick shot off the draw from Alabama's too high. And we're back underway. Alabama looking for that tying goal. Joseph throws one just wide. Up the far side looking for Perry. Off target and sends back down low. Up the near side now. Chipped along. Siebel will keep it onside. That one jammed up. Casper easily able to steer to the far side. Odlin battling down low with Messina. Odlin doing a good job lowering that shoulder, but still can't clear the zone. Second attempt by Bastone does the job. Another puck goes up into the scorekeeper's box.
If the Utes are going to retain this lead, they're going to need to do a much better job of getting that puck out of the zone. Right now, the breakout's been a little bit stagnant. And, give all credit to the Bama defense for making those stands at the point there. But the Utah forwards and defense just need to have a better job of going tape to tape and getting pucks out and getting them deep in this Bama zone.
Back underway is Utah trying to hold it in. They do. Beery plays it down low, Kinslow, but that ends up going off the netting. So we'll have another face-off here. 5 minutes gone, third period. 14:55 remains in this contest. Utah being doubled in the shot count, but lead 3-2.
Yeah, not quite an opposite story, but pretty close to what when we talk about scoring chances, shot totals, kind of a switch of the storylines from last night.
So once again, it is third period. We apologize for the scoreboard there. It is the third, not the second period, as we're back underway. Alabama looking for the tie here. Hannah fires a shot, jammed up and out of play. Now face off in Utah's end. So still going through the paces here. Utah and Alabama. Utes trying to hold on to this lead. Alabama trying to tie this one up. Face-off on the far side to Benedetto against Teed. It's won by Alabama. Hannah down low looking for Teed. Petrie will press on. Teed looking for the backhand pass, stolen away by Petrie. Now it's up the far boards. Not a lot on that one from the point. Second attempt helps it along. Zeke, top of the point. Wallette fires a shot, good block. I believe that was Light, and it was. Utes have an opportunity. Light just can't. Oh, he does hold on to it. Got one man to beat. Jumps over a stick. Nice nifty play from the freshman there, but still can't pull the trigger.
You can say he was light on his feet.
Oh, here's Light again. As he goes down in the near corner, Lieberknight trying to help out. Now DiBenedetto back down for Light. Top line doing well here for Utah. Rung around the far side. Barnes backhands it down low top of the slot. Picked up by Alabama. Wallette leaves it for Zeke. Just kind of helps it along as the rest of Alabama's line changes. Barnes able to hold off a defender. Now floats one along. Looking for Totfest. Too far for him. And this should be icing. No, waved off. Barnes racing hard back into the neutral zone. Gets through one. Takes a tumble. We play on. Looked like he just kind of tripped himself up. Now it's back behind Nielsen. Almost tipped that one right in front. Luckily, Bama stick able to get it on as it sends it down to the other side. Turnover from Utah. Opportunity. Johnson looks for the pass down low. Good job from Odlin. Almost a dangerous turnover from Utah. Totfest trying to get that through. Instead, Alabama sends it the other way. This should go for icing, and it does.
Talk about a player on this Utah team that has a bright future. I mean, this is kind of my first time seeing it live, but that's kind of been a spark plug for this Utah team. I mean, when you need that quick kind of turnaround, get momentum going, breakaways are a good way to do that. And Light's been there for the last 2 nights getting those chances.
Yeah, and as a first-year player, you see a lot of these guys coming from some high-level hockey, and they kind of transfer over. We saw it with guys like Chase McDonald, Josh Dangle, their first year here. They're a spark plug, their new energy to bring to the program, and Light's definitely injected a lot of offense into this Utah team and kind of has put the team on his back, as Marshawn Lynch would say.
Alabama with an opportunity in front. It's just wide and back out to center ice. Back to compliment what you guys were saying. Wyatt Light leads not just the rookies, he leads all forwards in points, and he leads the team in goals with 10 so far this season. So a breakout freshman year. We've seen it time and time again. You've seen Bo Bertinoli have a great freshman year with the 89-point season in Division II. Josh Dangle did the same in his first season. As Wyatt Light has kind of picked up the flag and has carried it for Utah. Utes to control the zone. Shot in front, almost redirected right to Totfest here on the near side. Now Alabama comes 2-on-2. Saracena shot goes wide and it clears the zone.
Getting a scoring
Alabama,
chance
that's too many men on the ice, and nobody calls it.
That was a missed call right there.
I was counting along with you there as that puck got touched. We play on.
Might not be good at math, but I can count 6. Here we go.
Here comes Nielsen out to play it, and he'll almost ice this puck as Meyer cuts it off at the blue line. Utes in control once more. Skating along is Kinslow. Kinslow into the zone. Fires a floated backhand just wide of the gunner Nielsen. And there's a big hit here on the near side. It'll be a penalty on Utah as Beery's going to go back to the box as he upended one of the Tide in the corner. And we'll see how severe this one is.
Tough angle up here. I mean, we got somebody down on the ice for the Bama side. Beery might be looking at 10 here.
This may be the end of the night for Noah Beery. We'll see what the referees have to say about it as he absolutely destroyed one of the Tide in the corner. Referees are going to talk about it. I believe it's number 91, Joseph Saracena, that's down there. That took the hit.
I think the refs are going to decide here. They're having a little bit of conversation on Noah Beery's fate there, but
so this could be a huge turning point in this contest. If Beery ends up getting kicked out here, Saracena up on his own power and able to skate back himself. But if Beery does get that 5 in the game, that could be a big turning point in this contest.
It wouldn't surprise me if it gets doled out either.
So waiting to see what the referees decide here. No one's ushered him out just yet. Nothing's gone on the board either.
Yeah, it looks like Beery's going
and
out.
that'll be it for Noah Beery. And this will be a huge point here in this contest. Alabama's going to get a 5-minute major. And this will be the biggest kill of the night for Utah. So Noah Berry, his night is done early at the 11:24 mark of the third period. 5 in a game. As he'll head to the showers a little early here.
You know what? I think it's such a shame. You know, knowing Noah personally, I know that he's just trying to make a big hit, make a play, and just kind of do whatever he can for his team. But it's kind of those plays where, like we said, you're going for the home run hit, and it's not really within the rules. When you see those numbers, you got to stop. So, I mean, just kind of a bad play by Beery, and it's really going to set back the Utes now to have to kill off a 5-minute major here.
Yeah, you see those lower levels of hockey, too, the big old stop sign on the back of the jerseys.
So here we go. This is an uninterrupted 5-minute major, meaning if the Tide score, they'll stay on the power play. Utes have to kill off the full 5 minutes here. Alabama looking for the tying goal. Keep an eye on the back doors. Now has the man, shot just wide. As that was Bowman that pulled the trigger. Stays in the zone though. Now down low. Johnson behind the net. Gives it to Bowman, can't control it. Lieberknight gonna race after it, almost got it. Stays in the zone though, stolen away by Barnes. He tries to clear, Lieberknight gloves it down, he just gets it out. And the Utes are able to catch their breath here for a second.
Good effort there by Barnes and Lieberknight just to get a little bit of breathing room and get two guys off on a change.
Hanna leaves it for Johnson, cross ice, looking for now on the back door, just wide.
Yeah, Alabama's been looking for that. I mean, the last 2 games we've seen them. A lot of looking for backdoor opportunities.
Good turnover there for Utah as they are able to steal that puck. Almost bounces out in front, but the rest of the Utes in change mode. The first minute is gone of this 5-minute major. Alabama bringing it with speed up the far side. Taylor Joseph, top line now out for Alabama. Fires a shot, Casper gets a piece of it up out of play.
Good minute 15 here by that Utes penalty kill with some good clears there. You could just kind of feel the life kind of sucked out of the building here. It's nervous anticipation from the fans to kill off this major penalty here.
Get into the halfway point of this third period. 10:06 remains on the clock. 3:42 of power play time here. As it's won by the Tide. Wallette leaves it behind, stolen away. Here comes Jerome, has a step. Can he get a shot off in time? Good defensive, though, play from Alabama. And then Jerome compounds it with a turnover for a 3-on-2. Messina into the zone, shot blocked by Utah.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Jerome after he gets that shot block just to get it deep. Thankfully, it will go deep anyways, but pretty bad turnover there leading to the 3-on-2.
And credit the play of Guy Petrie there. Gets the block on the shot and then able to clear. As we get a little Iron Man in a little bit of the play. Maybe for Petrie there. Alabama sends one in front. The shot goes wide, but it's back to Rooney. 3 minutes now to go on the power play. Down low. Messina back to Joseph. Wrist shot blocked by Utah and cleared. De Benedetto doing it this time.
Fantastic block right there and clear.
Talk about doing your job and doing it well. So far, we're seeing that from the Utah.
Oh, this is a breakaway for Rooney, and Casper able to turn it aside. That's the one rule on the kill. You do not let anybody behind them, and he just split the D.
Yeah, a little lapse in judgment there, and Casper bailing him out. They're going to owe him some pizza or something after the game for that one.
Halfway through this 5-minute major.
You get the W, maybe a lot more.
Yeah. Alabama brings it in once more. Hanna in the corner. Tide set up. Johnson lost control of it. Briere fires a shot, blocked by Barnes. Still loose in the top of the slot and cleared by Utah.
Think of the difference we're seeing tonight, too. Utah getting a lot of the shooting lanes tonight.
Johnson will bring it in this time for Alabama. Looking to set up once more. Once again, stolen away. Paolo hard off the glass. Not out, though. Bowman keeps it in. Briere with time at the top of the point. Leaves it back door. Big pad save for Patrick Casper.
Oh, mama. There goes that man.
Casper slides out and makes another cover. Big save from the junior.
Man, you missed a wide open net and shot it right into a goaltender coming across. Man alive.
Casper just single-handedly keeping the Utes in this one on this kill.
Well, I mean, he's one shot shy of the 40 plateau. He's eclipsed that a couple of times this year with this Utah squad. As Utah wins the draw and gets an earned clear. This will be high sticking if it's touched by Alabama. Instead, Light wins it, and he draws the penalty. What an effort from the freshman as Utah now goes 4-on-4.
A lot of effectively kill. All right, well, hold on. We got to fix the clock here.
The clock's still running. Still running.
The refs are on top of it. The linesman sees it, so they'll
Yeah,
reset
it looks
this.
like about 1:35 should have been left, but
So about 8 seconds or so. What an effort from Wyatt Light there. Beats out the rush there and earns the call.
I mean, just like what you were saying, Boz, is he's got that spark, you know, that little bit of energy there to go down on the forecheck, make something happen, draw a penalty. We'll go 4-on-4, a lot of open ice there, and hopefully the Utes can do something here.
you effectively killed off that major now.
Yep, so we'll go 4-on-4 the rest of the way. 2 minutes on the board. Number 96, Kalen Briere, gets the tripping call. And the Utes kill the 5-minute major. And so
Well,
the
linesman got a
linesman
high
took that,
stick, yeah.
took the stick to the visor there. Incidental contact, of course, but glad to see he's okay. Petrie going for the turnover. Hops in the air. Alabama will send it in. So we're 4-on-4 for the third time tonight. The Utes will have about a 20-second power play when Kinslow comes out. Kinslow serving the Beery penalty. As here comes Utah. Meyer try to stick toe drag. Helping along was light, but poked away. Utah will change the forward line. So tons of time to skate for Kirkwood. He'll fire a shot, and Casper able to hold on to that one. $7:25 to go. Third period, 1:01 left in the 4-on-4. Utah still holding on to that 3-2 lead.
Man, we said it'd be huge if Utah kills us off, but imagine like going right back on using your power play and getting a goal right after. Man, it would be a pretty eventful special teams possession for your squad.
Utah wins the draw. Barnes has plenty of real estate in front of him. Gains the red line. Now the blue. Comes into the slot after a poke check. They'll throw one just towards the front. Stephen Paolo on the far side. Plays it down low. It's going to be stolen by Demers. As there's a ton of open ice here on the near side. Rooney ahead of the play.
Yeah, Barnes peeled off for a change.
And Rooney's the one. He's the one to watch out for. He's the man on the stretch pass about 85% of the time. As Alabama plays along. Teed quickly to Rooney. 22 seconds of 4-on-4 here. His shot is blocked. Utah's got the numbers again. As here comes Jerome. Into the play. Todfest shoots and a big save off the post on the rebound.
I love that idea right there for the Utes, and almost kicked in by the Bama back checker.
Yeah, Demers almost had an own goal on that one.
As Utah kills the 5-minute major officially. They're on the power play for the next 10 seconds. Well, that's a huge kill for momentum for Utah. As we're coming up on 6 minutes to play, and the Utes still lead by 1.
I think there's got to be a big sigh of relief by Noah Beery right now that the team was able to step up and kill his penalty.
Penalty time over as Utah sends it into the offensive end.
Special teams always changes the games. I mean, you always think about offense and defense, but special teams really has that opportunity, especially if you do a good job on the penalty kill like that, to really keep momentum or get momentum back on your bench.
Casper coming out to play it. Luckily, no one in red over on this side. Light looks for the stretch pass. Too far for Lieberknight. This will be icing on Utah as we get a whistle with 5:35 to go. So getting down to the final quarter of this third and final period. Shots 40-19 in favor of Alabama. Utah is still trying to hold on to that lead. As the question goes now, when do you start going into that conservation mode, just getting pucks out of your own end, or do you keep staying aggressive?
I don't think so. I think the Utes have played great tonight. I think you have to stay aggressive
There's
here.
a high stick too. Johnson got a stick high.
It's Utah trying to clear it out. They do. They've got the numbers, but the pass a little ahead for Light. This will be icing as it slides by the cage of Gunnar Nielsen. 5:20 now remains here in the third.
But I'm with you on that, Jones. Yeah, I mean, we hear that saying all the time, prevent defense prevents you from winning. You got to stay aggressive. That's where opportunities are created. I know the the counterpoint to that is that you may give up an odd man rush the other way, but I think at this point you got to keep looking for that breathing room goal.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play aggressive. It's just about playing smart. You know, it's playing intelligent so that way you're not giving those up, but you're getting pucks deep and you're not just sinking into your zone where Casper doesn't have a good sight line because there's so many guys in front of the house.
First line out for Utah. Lieberknight chips it high, and this will be another icing call on the Utes.
See, things like that where you ice, you guys can't change, you know, and even though that might be considered a conservative play, now you got tired legs out there, and now face-off becomes real important to win and break that out cleanly.
Now Alabama sends the first line out there against Utah's first line, but a little bit of a disadvantage thanks to being out there on that last shift. So Alabama wins it to the top of the point. Down low, Petrie trying to steal it away. It's loose here on the near side, picked up by Utah. Light, gonna skate it along himself. Nice move, gets by Siebold, has open space, fires a backhand save by Nielsen. Back out to center ice, Jerome will chap it back in. As the Utes earn that change off of the icing by, once again, the stellar play of Wyatt Light.
I mean, how awesome is it to have a player like Light who could get out on a breakaway while the rest of the guys change?
Off of an icing call.
Yeah.
So here they come again. Totfest this time. Thought about a shot, wisely tried to go around, but lost an edge. They battle in the corner. Perry down there as well for Utah. Forces Rooney back. Just forced to play it in the corner. Good pressure from Totfest. Plays down low for Perry, excuse me. Pass out in front. Totfest can't get to it in time. Now Messina will skate it along, but it's the end of the change here for Bama. Messina shoots. Pat Casper, and he'll hold on. 3:50 to go now in this contest.
Casper having himself an excellent game after some rough weekends. Really good to see a player like that bounce back and just look comfortable with the puck in front of him.
You know, sometimes all you need is a mental break to just be like, hey, you know, not even think about the games that you had. Watch other players play and support your teammates, and then come back in and have a stellar show like right now he's had over the past 4 periods.
So reset here on the near side. It's going to be Durkin against the Benedetto. Reset. It's won by Utah out of the corner. Barnes first one there, rings it around. Owen Lieberknight is waiting. Has Light on the outlet. Instead finds the center pass for Paolo. He'll wrist shot off the glove of Nielsen. Still loose though. So Lieberknight's got it. 2-on-2 battle behind the net. Rung around the far side. Jacob now plays it along a Wallette. 3-on-3 they come. Wallette will just dump and change after it. Still in possession of the Tide. Good block from Paolo, and he'll backhand it out. Not enough on it for icing, though. The Utes with a wholesale 5-man change. Alabama looking to capitalize on it. Wallette shoots. Pad save. Loose in front. Another save from Casper.
My goodness.
Utes still going here. Perry pushes it along Jerome. Can't get by the stick check. Wallet's got it. Floats it along. Under 3 minutes now to go. Odland, cross-ice pass. Scanning it with speed. Bastone will send one in. Nielsen will play it to the corner. Durkin comes up for Alabama, 2-on-2. Leaves it for Hanna. Good pocket pick from Jerome. Utes back in possession, 2:35 left. We'll keep an eye on Nielsen. We'll see if Alabama elects to pull the tender here. Utah gets a lucky bounce here as it comes to Totfest. Totfest into the zone. They'll fire a shot. Nielsen will glove it down. We'll get a whistle. We'll see if Kyle Richards will elect to use the timeout here or hold in his pocket with 2:20 to go.
I think if I'm Alabama, I think I'm going to save that timeout. I mean, they've played excellent so far last night, and, you know, they've been right in it right now. I think for Utah, defense just needs to stay alert because Bama's looking for that stretch pass.
And in a change of pace, Utah takes the timeout here with 2:20 left.
Yeah, I think that's a solid one, too. Just remind your team, hey, we still got a 1-goal lead. Stay within ourselves, keep playing our game. We've got to play defense. We've got to play solid defense, and then just go from there.
And this is going to give a good chance for those first liners to rest. You know, we've seen Light, Toutfest, and a lot of these guys getting a lot of minutes tonight. So just, you know, a little reset, recharge, because we're probably looking at 2 60-second shifts from the first and second line and first and second D pairings right now for the Utes.
Yeah. Right now, the fans giving it to Nielsen over. He's over at the bench.
So 2.5 to go, or 2:20 to go here in this third and final period. Utah still leads 3-2 to reset things for you. Goals from Paolo De Benedetto and Barnes tonight. The 3 goal scorers for Utah. And really the 2 goals in quick fashion there in the second period has been the big factor here for Utah.
Yeah, just got the crowd into it. Even though Bama answered right before the end of the period, just to have that momentum with the bigger crowd tonight, you could really see it charge up the Utes, and they've kind of used that momentum to kill off that big 5 minutes and keep this lead throughout the third period.
So it will be a face-off in the Alabama end. Be on the near circle. Both Utah's first line goes against Alabama's second line. De Benedetto goes against Bowman. It's won by Alabama. They'll ring it hard. Joseph.
You saw Messina off of the draw that Bama won. Messina just streaking out of the zone, trying to stretch out that Utah defense.
So a little bit of a change from Kyle Richards here as he sends Bowman out with the top line. Messina and Joseph. Joseph trying to send someone in front to under 2 minutes now to go. We'll keep an eye on Nielsen. Lieberknight gets by a stick check if he can push it along. Here comes Utah, 2-on-1 again. This one Jerome can't get a lot on it though. So he tried to fire that wrist shot. Lieberknight takes a bump in the back. We'll keep playing. So we're down to 1:40 to go. Utah would like nothing more to keep it on that end, but
Nielsen's creeping out. Here he comes.
here it comes. So it's a shot from Joseph is too high. Empty net now for the Tide. Final 90 seconds. Utah still holding on to the lead. Barnes trying to win it himself here with a good effort. Able to get it out to the red line. Teams dig after it. 6-on-5 the rest of the way. Minute 20 to go. Pass off the stick of Bowman. Alabama back into the zone. Center pass in front. Off of a stick. Back to Light. Light tries to get it out. Hops in the air. Backhanded. Out just past the blue line. Still in play. Kirkwood. Down to the final minute of regulation time. Kirkwood into the zone, glove down by Barnes. He just tried to loft it up in the air, didn't get enough on it, and it stays in the zone. Alabama sets up, 6-on-5. Center pass in front, Casper, another huge save.
It's like Casper kind of he knew that one was coming. Lock up that post, get as big as he can, and just make sure squeeze all the holes.
Bama's going to take their timeout right now.
Yeah, so 49.4 is all of that is left here. Still 3-2, timeout Alabama this time. What a game here, guys, tonight.
Yeah, it's been fantastic hockey, and it's good to see that the Utes come out and play to the level that we know they're capable of. They've had some rough go of it to start out this semester, but we knew coming into the night, and even at the beginning of the season, that this was going to be a marquee matchup against 2 very similar style teams, and this game, thankfully, has lived up to the hype on Pink the Rink night.
Yeah, there's been a lot of excitement here, and sometimes the fight doesn't live up to the card. I think we got one of those tonight on a really exceptional evening for hockey in the state of Utah, and it's been fun to watch and fun to be a part of, and might want to check your pulse after a couple of these rushes on both ends. But yeah, it's been a fun one to be a part of, and I think if you're Utah, you got to be well pleased with what's happened.
Yeah, I mean with Utah, like we've said, really far outside shot looking in. Like this could be one of those games that you kind of recall back on at the beginning of next semester, or should I say next season, as something to build off of, where you can take a team, that beat you down one night, but you can come back up and play to that level.
Yeah,
so,
training camp season's not over yet. Still got a while to go.
It's true.
All right, so strap yourselves in, folks. 49.4 to go here in this contest. As we get ready to go, this will be Jerome going against Teed. And it's won by the Tide. We're 6-on-5, empty net still for Alabama. Rooney into the corner, Messina. Clock still winding as it comes up the near side boards. Light trying to get it out. Instead sent down low. Messina looking for something in front. Good stick gem from Utah. Meyer doing it that time. Loose up in the near side boards. Alabama still holding on to it. Comes out. Now Jerome trying to win it, but goes off of a shin pad back. Casper wanted to cover it. Ends up deflecting right into his feet. Almost a scary play there for Utah.
Make your heart stop for a second.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he had a little indecision there whether to get on that puck or not. So thankfully he's able to cover it and no harm done.
17.2 remains now. Face off on the near side. Utah trying to hold on for the win. Utes win the draw. Here comes Light. Light into the offensive zone. Gonna win it for Utah. A gets hacked. It's gonna go wide. That should be a good goal anyway.
That's got to be a goal, right?
It should be a goal.
Oh, they're going to call it a slash right now.
If it's a penalty shot situation with no goaltender in, it's a good goal. So we'll wait to see what the referee's talking. Yeah. 9 seconds left. We'll see what they end up calling here.
There
it is a good goal. That's it. Utah's going to win it. 4-2 now the score with 9 seconds to go.
Play the fight song. Yeah, last-ditch effort there with the slash. Unfortunately, just not enough. Utah's going to sneak out of here with the win and splitting the weekend against Alabama. Fantastic effort from the Utes tonight.
So Wyatt Light will get credit for the goal. In case for a refresher course, no goaltender in there. If it's a penalty shot situation there, and there's no goaltender in, it's an automatic goal, and that's what Wyatt Light gets, his team-leading 11th goal of the season. As the clock will wind down here, the final seconds tick off the clock. One final shot. The Utes get a big win over a ranked opponent. They win 4-2 tonight here on Pink in the Rink night.
Talk about a huge win for a team. And you talk about Light being that night, man alive, that's some good hockey out of that kid. And if you're a Utah fan, you got a lot to look forward to out of that young man playing for this team.
Yeah, he really made a ton of plays that helped change the tide of this game, and that empty netter to kind of seal the deal there. And shout out to Patrick Casper, just absolutely standing on his head left and right. Some highlight reel saves for Casper tonight to preserve the win. Just an overall great effort from the Utes, and good to see him back playing good Utah hockey that we know that they're capable of.
Yeah, I think you talk about bounce back games. For everyone on the team, you mentioned Patrick Casper. I think as a team as a whole, especially after last night, really easy to kind of get a little bit lethargic. But even after that third period, hey, we ended well. Let's see what we could do tonight. That wasn't the attitude with this team. It was actually a really invigorating performance if you're Utah going on the road and even kind of coming back playing your first home series of the semester.
Right.
So the Utes get a 40 save performance from Patrick Casper in this win. Shots 42-22 in favor of Alabama. So almost the kind of flip from what we saw last night. Utah leading the shot count, but didn't get it done on the scoreboard. This time it's Utah that gets it done. And a big win against a ranked opponent. I put the note down. First win over a ranked opponent since October 13th, the Minot State game here for Utah. It's a big win for them moving forward.
Yeah, and just the feel of the game, right? Beating a ranked opponent, and that Minot State from a couple of years ago, I remember just going up there and just getting absolutely hammered by those guys. I think we lost maybe 13-2 or something like that, and just thinking that we weren't even in the same league. We didn't belong on the same ice. And now this Utah program has really arrived at the D1 level where they do belong to be playing against the big dogs.
Yeah, I think you look at this Utah team. No one ever wants to throw the terms rebuilding or restructuring.
Right.
But this is exactly what we're going through a Division I kind of retooling in a way, getting good wins and quality wins against ranked opponents. That's when you start getting confidence in the team. You start building blocks, especially when it comes to recruiting. Hey, Utah's playing a lot of tough opponents, and then you play them year in and year out. That's one of the talking points you can bring. Hey, we're building something real special here. Come see what's going on in the Wasatch front.
All right, so Utah moves their win column to double digits now. That's their 10th win of the season. They're 10-12 and that one overtime loss on the season. Alabama's now 13-12 on the season. This is not done. As we mentioned throughout the weekend, Utah in their next games, they have next week off, but then they go to Alabama for another tough road test.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. I'll be sure to tune in. Kind of saw the chippiness get elevated here. Maybe kind of get a little bit of rivalry brewing between these two teams for next weekend.
A lot of friendly faces between the two teams as well. But I think the other thing that you kind of look at it, physical play, a lot of challenges. You want to see how your team reacts to adversity. We saw it tonight, but a little in the friendly confines of your own barn. Now you take it on the road to a team you just saw. You knew how chippy it was. You know you're in front of their own crowd. So it's really interesting to see how this team's going to react, traveling all the way across the country and then playing in a hostile environment.
Yep.
All right, so the Utes are off next week. They will be on the road the 15th and 16th of February. They'll take on the same Alabama squad in 2 weeks' time. You'll follow along with the Alabama stream. We'll be live on our Twitter page as well with updates throughout the weekend down there in Alabama. That's going to do it for us tonight here at the Utah Ice Sheet. The Utes beat the 20th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide 4-2 here on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. We want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us for tonight's broadcast. For Ryan Jones, Bozic, Chavari, I'm Matt Comas signing off for tonight. Utes get the win 4-2 tonight. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you here in 3 weeks' time when Utah welcomes Oklahoma here to the Utah Ice Sheet. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.